And a lot of people forget about checks. Forget to cash it.
Got money. No me, boy. This is me check for a penny. I'm gonna cash it out.
Where's that? Is that me?
Oh, sugar. Sorry.
Oh, so alive.
Where's this? Where's the thingy?
Friend, where's the volume on access, please?
On the
I
iPad?
got it.
You didn't even look. You didn't even try.
Is that on the iPad?
Yeah, it's your phone. That's why.
You could tell that, but you couldn't tell. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, please.
Good morning, people. It is Tuesday, the 17th of October. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And as always, I am one of your lovely hosts, Martin Royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst. And of course, the melanin is jam-packed.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
We have a special guest again, one of our guest hosts.
Oh, hey guys, it's Maxie.
They've been waiting for you.
Oh,
requesting.
really?
They have.
Oh,
Come
guys,
back.
you're so sweet.
Kevin.
My G, Kevin.
Well, how's everyone doing today?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we're good. Can't
Thank
complain.
you.
I think we've got a little coordination. We're like a
It's true, you know. Look a little
She's black, she's
something.
white. She's beautiful. Everyone's got hats on. I love it.
Yeah, it's cute.
Your mic isn't on, apparently.
Who, mine?
No.
Oh.
Mine.
Yeah. The lead mic. The A mic.
So wait, they heard me do the intro the whole time and no one thought to say
They did, probably. Man else has headphones on. I don't know what he's doing.
it's over the hat. You can't hear it through the cotton.
No, I took it off.
Travel with
I
that.
took it off, that's why.
Oh.
Try it now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yep.
Well, I greeted you guys, so. with that. Everyone good?
Yeah, can't
Yeah,
complain, can't
thank
complain.
Oh, love it. All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into our Black History segment.
Let's do it. All right, so we're in our Black History segment, Lest We Forget. And today we have the mighty country of Haiti.
Big up Haiti.
Okay.
Yes, big up Haiti every time, man. There's a lot to why today was chosen for Haiti.
Right. You didn't get threats in your DMs.
No. But we're gonna get into the topic of the day, right? But basically, one of the greatest people from Haiti, who's like an inspirational person to pretty much every Pan-Africanist out there, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, he was assassinated today.
Oh.
Yes, in 18.
Oh.
Oh, I was about to say, like, what, this morning? Like, that is breaking
No,
news.
no, no.
Then you are fresh off the press.
No.
Oh.
But yeah. So basically, I thought, you know what? To mark his, obviously, the anniversary of his assassination, we should, speak up Haiti, speak about Haiti today.
Okay.
So, let me get to some of the interesting facts about Haiti. Haiti is basically known for being the first independent black republic in the world.
Big up them. Oh, is that him? Oh, was it 18 something? Yeah, so why is he dressed like that? Oh, that makes sense.
So it gained independence from the French colonial masters, and this was done on the January 1st, 1804, and it was following a successful slave revolt by the great Toussaint Louverture and Jean-Jacques Dessalines, right? Well, those are the two people that led it. Louverture was the main guy, as in the number one, but his number two, his right-hand man, was Jean-Jacques Dessalines. The official languages of Haiti are Haitian Creole and French.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Creole
And
sounds cool when you hear it. Creole.
I don't know if I've ever heard it, you know.
Because I think people from Sierra Leone speak it as well, don't they?
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
There's so many different. Because I think Creole just means like the mixture of basically different languages.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, so you could, like if you go Haiti, you speak different Creole to what they'll speak in West Africa.
Kind of like Pidgin.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So you'd get various thingies. Also, what was that?
Not like Pidgin English?
Hold up.
Well, I don't think you would hear English, but it's like that. In that it's
Okay, yeah.
a hybrid of different things. and
Different
stuff.
things.
Haiti's on the island of Hispaniola. So Hispaniola is basically like one like landmass, but it's split into two.
Okay.
And on the the western side is Haiti, and it also shares the landmass with the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Yeah. Haiti means the land of the mountains. So the Taino people were already living there on the island before the arrival of Columbus. Remember we spoke about this the other day?
Yeah.
Columbus discovered places that people already lived. But yeah, so basically when the French were there, they called it Saint-Domingue, right? But when they got independence, when they fought for independence, well, firstly, when they abolished slavery, right? And then they fought for independence, they changed the name to Haiti. Unfortunately, this is a bit of a very sad stat, and this is that Haiti is the poorest country in the West.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I remember seeing a documentary, I think it was Channel 4. You know, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to remember this guy's name. But anyway, and the country was just a mess. Like, the administration, the corruption, everything over there is just a mess, unfortunately, man. They've obviously suffered so many different things. Do you remember there was a time when there was an earthquake, a big earthquake?
Oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah, that killed so many people. Yeah, so since then as well, there's been a bunch of different things. The dynamics in the country is completely all over the place. Like, there's certain gangs that rule certain areas. The police are corrupt. They allow people to get killed. They kill themselves. All types of stuff. I remember.
And no one goes in to save them.
No, it's just
They just leave them to it.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I remember in that same documentary, this guy was talking about the prison system in Haiti, and literally people were in prison because they couldn't find the paperwork.
Ah?
Yeah. So imagine somebody's come
to release them.
Huh?
They couldn't find the paperwork to release them.
to release them or deal with the case.
So they would just stay there in
So
prison.
they're in prison. One man was crying, talking about he'd been there for 7 years.
Jesus.
7
And
years.
you're hoping for them to find a piece of paper
Yeah.
that they're not going to find.
That they're not going to find.
Oh, my God.
The guy was just talking about his story, just crying. Just thinking, like, what's the hope? Because how do you release the man?
Yeah.
How can you prove his innocence? But yet
Some of
you
these
put him
countries are
there.
just...
Huh?
Some of these places in the world.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but how do you
of
prove his innocence? How do you
vibes.
prove he's guilty?
This is it.
You can't. You just have to
You
stay.
can't. He's just
Like, there's
there.
no limbo of, okay, you go out sometimes, you come back in here sometimes.
No,
you
but
just have to stay there.
it's up to you. Have to prove I'm guilty in order to put me in jail.
Yeah.
Don't care.
So you gotta release
I
me.
feel like the easiest thing for them to do is to be on the safe side, which leave you in there.
This is it.
Probably bad anyway.
This is it.
It's crazy.
This is it. So
That's
this
what
guy was trying to help. He was like, look, what do I need to do? Like, you have to go and speak to this guy, and who's going to speak to this particular judge, and this particular judge has to. So basically, the judges don't turn up to work. So they
Oh, like Nigeria.
they may get a salary. Exactly. They may get a salary. I'm not too sure if they do get a salary, because I don't understand why they don't turn up to work.
If they don't turn up to work because they don't get a salary, then fair enough.
This is it. You know what I'm saying? But but they just like no one's trying to do anything.
Yeah.
This guy went to the particular office where this man's meant to be. Just didn't see him there. Like, he had to keep coming back for days. The man's like, yeah.
I think, do you know what? Some black countries, honestly, that's really how they run, you know. Just off vibes.
It's so sad, man.
That's
So
horrible.
sad.
Off women vibes, boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It, like, yeah, if you're interested, guys, like, listen, just type in something like Haiti prisons or something. So I think it's a Channel 4 documentary. And the guy that's basically talking about everything, he's a black British guy. He's got dreads. So if you see him, then you know you're on the right show. But basically, yeah, it was just a complete mess. Yeah, it's just all over the place. Haiti has 2 official languages, like I said. They've got French and they've got the Haitian Creole. And actually, Haiti and Canada are the only countries in the Americas where French is an official language.
But it
Okay.
is an official language.
Yeah. Because
Also, they're French Canadians.
this is it. Yeah,
What
there's certain
Canadians are they?
Hmm?
Is they French Canadian? What about,
I don't know. But they definitely say French Canadian.
yeah.
Like, I think it's Montreal, maybe. Is it Montreal where they just speak French?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
where they speak.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mainly
French. Okay.
French. Yeah.
Voodoo is an officially
I was gonna say because
recognized
that's what I
religion.
know about Haiti, boy.
Yep.
The
As in, like, judge.
the voodoo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And that is their religion.
Yeah, it's a recognized religion in Haiti.
Traditional.
Yeah, we're going to get into that as well on topic of the day. But basically, in April of 2003, it became an officially recognized religion in Haiti. It's the only country in the world that recognizes voodoo in this particular way, right? Yeah, so anyway. Also, well, I mentioned this before, it's the world's first black-led republic. And its flag, I think Brent's got a flag on the screen. And basically, after the revolution, the successful revolution, which again we're going to get into, Jean-Jacques Dessalines became the first ruler of the independent Haiti. He also designed Haiti's first flag. And the story goes that in 1803, he made the Haitian flag by ripping the white stripe from the French flag. So you know French is France has got
Is it blue, white, red, or red,
exactly.
white, blue? One of them.
Yes, exactly. So it's got the white in the middle. I believe. Yeah. He's taken out the white
Oh,
and put the
just the blue and the red.
Exactly.
Okay.
This guy was a revolutionary to the core, right? To the core. And he said that the removal of the white symbolized the removal of all colonizers from that country.
Love that for them.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted the people to remember that. The remaining colors of the red and blue stripes represent the country's natives. So blue was for the country's black citizens, and red represented those of mixed European and African descent. Because I guess the race balancing over there was obviously you had the white people that did what they're doing, but you had the mixed people who obviously saw themselves as above the slaves.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That dynamic there. But again, during the revolution, a lot of them did kind of help towards fighting for their freedom as well. Even though a lot of them did want to keep that dynamic. You know what I'm saying? But the flag has since evolved as well to include a coat of arms in the middle. And this is a liberty cap on top of a palmet, and under the palms a trophy with the words, "In union there is strength."
The words are in the flag.
Yeah. So it's like it's a coat of arms. It's got like a thingy there, and that it's in small writing. But yeah, I think Brett's got on the screen now. And man.
Okay.
In union there is strength.
That's lovely.
Big up Haiti, man. So let's get on to some of the notable foods and dishes, right? Again, I may get some of these pronunciations wrong because I'm not French. But the first thing is jumu or jumeau.
You're saying that like it's a Yoruba word.
And this is a traditional Haitian pumpkin soup.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
How do you spell it?
Joumou. Jumu, maybe. Jumu.
Jumu.
Mm-hmm.
That's really how you speak French today.
Yeah.
You got to do like just certain things, gargle your spit a little bit. Okay, that looks nice.
Very nice.
I'll try that.
Oh, it does look nice. I don't really like pumpkin. It does look nice though.
I think I got ever tasted pumpkin.
I don't like pumpkin or squash.
Isn't it good seed pumpkin? Is it?
No,
pumpkin
but
seeds?
it's pumpkin seeds. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's melon seeds actually. It's not
Oh, it's
pumpkin
melon.
seeds.
Oh,
It's
my
melon
bad.
seeds. Yeah.
Yeah, I could try that.
Apparently, it's a very hearty soup, man. And obviously,
That's
it's
nice,
got
though.
pumpkin as the main ingredient.
Oh, wait. So that's the meat.
No. It's got meat. It's got meat as
Oh, I
well.
thought it was like bits of pumpkin.
No.
Let's go for that.
So they put in beef or pork, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yo, pumpkin soup is some of the best soup ever, man.
Really?
I can make you a shredded chicken pumpkin soup and you will flipping die.
Is it?
Yeah, it's creamy.
Pumpkin, man.
It's creamy.
I
And
want
you,
pumpkin.
when you say you don't like pumpkin, is it the taste of the pumpkin? Or is
Yeah, I don't like the taste of it. It reminds me of anything that reminds me of carrot, of like boiled carrot and stuff. I don't like it.
as
I
in
don't-
taste?
Yeah, I
It
feel
doesn't
like
taste like
I feel like
boiled
carrot. It's like when people don't fry sweet potato properly. It reminds me of carrot, and then I don't like it. Like and any pumpkin, and then the squash, and nah.
I hear you. I don't like butternut squash. You know, it's just
But I'll be willing to try it. If...
Cool.
yeah. Don't hold your breath. Though.
And he's like,
I've been waiting for some meals for a while, so you might get it. I don't know, 5 minutes time. So.
There's something else that they have over there. It's called in French, Rolls-Royce poire.
Oh, so
you
chicken.
said that all right?
I'm part French, you know. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Basically, rice and
It's
peas.
the voodoo in
Okay,
him.
rice
Oh,
and
right.
peas.
Is it what?
It's the voodoo in him. Sorry, how do you spell that?
RIZET and then POIS. It's rice and peas. And it's a staple dish in Haiti. Consists of rice cooked with pigeon peas and flavored
Pigeon peas.
pigeon peas.
What pigeon peas?
I don't know. Wait, there was another country that had pigeon peas that we were speaking about. I can't remember. Maybe it was the Bahamas or something. I can't
Pigeon
remember.
peas.
You know, there's bare different types of beans.
Well, okay. I don't know, because when you said pigeon, it just tried to throw me off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's got thyme, cloves, scallions, and all that type of stuff.
I wonder if it's the brown one or the green one, because those are very different.
It's because the spelling is different. RIZAUXPOIS.
AUX?
That's how this one is spelled.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense. Rice and peas,
Yeah, it's the same thing though.
or rice with peas. That looks nice.
Because it looks like rice and peas.
Yeah,
and they wouldn't eat the other thing.
You'd be surprised. They eat.
That's what white people eat.
Boy. Maybe they kept some of the colonized dishes. Okay.
Yes. There's something else called tassel. I believe it's called tassel. Tassot. And it's a popular Haitian dish made from fried and marinated pieces of meat.
I was gonna ask, like, where's the meat at? Like, where's the Oh, okay.
Yeah, this seems to be one of their main ones.
Yeah. There's just contrasting images on these things. That one in the corner there, you couldn't get me to eat that. Impossible. Then when we get to the right side of things, that's how that looks about me. Yeah, that is never getting eaten. That looks like over fried meat.
Yeah, it does.
Assorted meat.
Literally, it's giving us some kind of vibes. But that looks nice.
Yeah. And man.
Fried goat.
They usually use goat or beef. Typically marinated in a mixture of spices, garlic, and sour orange juice as well, giving it a tangy and savory flavor as well. So it's a bit different. And after they marinate it, the meat is deep fried until it becomes crispy and flavorful.
Yeah, that should look crispy.
And they serve it with plantains, man.
Okay.
And pickles, which is pickles, Pikliz, and that's a spicy Haitian condiment made from pickled vegetables. So yeah.
They look like a healthy bunch.
And some of their famous people, man. So, of course, Toussaint Louverture, who, again, we're going to speak about.
Yep.
Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Wycliffe Jean.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
he
know
is
that.
Haitian. Yes.
Okay.
What's the other guy? Part of the Fugees. Praz.
Okay.
I
Oh.
think he's Haitian as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's
I don't know
Haitian
who
as
that
well.
is.
What's the other? You know the lady? She's a model. I think she's on one of the Housewives. Garcelle Beauvais.
Oh, Garcelle.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Big up Garcelle, man.
Yeah. She's also Haitian.
She's Haitian. She's stunning. She's beautiful. She's breaking records as well. I think she was she's definitely the first black housewife on Beverly Hills.
Oh,
Okay.
was that
That's
her?
yeah, her.
Okay.
And yeah, she's proudly Haitian actually.
Mm.
And what else was there? Yeah, and she was on was she on The Real? Yeah, I think she was on The Real as well. After one of them left, a lot of them started leaving. But yeah. Yeah, big up Garcelle. It's good vibes.
Kodak Black. Someone just mentioned Kodak
Did
Black.
not know that.
Huh?
Did
Oh,
not.
Kodak Black. Interesting.
Okay.
Sorry,
Where's Tiffany Haddish from?
Who?
Oh, Eritrea.
Yeah.
Tiffany Haddish.
Frank
Oh.
Etienne.
Tiffany's Eritrean.
Yeah.
She don't look it.
She acts
mixed.
it though.
She acts it.
It's her
Oh.
personality.
What's that mean?
No, like she makes that she makes it her
Oh, her thing.
thing. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Even
I
though she's on
didn't
like red
know.
carpet, she's worn like traditional clothes and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then someone tried to call her costume. She was like, "It's not a costume. It's clothes."
Okay.
Yes, Frank Etienne, who's a author and poet.
Okay.
He's he's one of Haiti's leading artists.
Jason Derulo.
It's from Haiti.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
I did not know that.
Usher.
No.
No way. You're just doing too
Usher
much
is-
now. Chris Brown next.
Tony Ayo is. Tony Ayo, G Unit.
Okay.
Big up Tony. Yeah.
20 celebrities you didn't know were of Haitian descent.
They need to
Haiti.
take Usher is
Usher.
not.
His father
That
from
can't be
Haiti.
true.
And where his mother from?
Interesting.
Where's Mama from?
Well, that's it.
I hate these websites with so many ads. It's so annoying. So I'm like, do I have to click next or what are we doing? Do I scroll down or do an arrow? Okay.
There's a woman by the name of Suzanne Bellier, and she was a soda. Oh my god.
Soda.
Sorry, a soldier, right, during the Haitian Revolution.
Oh, it's Dawn thing from, what do you call it? That's Dawn, right? Oh, it's just not on the thing. Dawn from...
Oh,
Do
Day 28
you
or something.
dare- Yeah, what's her name?
No
What's
idea.
that group? Making the Band.
yeah. You know Diddy and them.
Oh, the one that white
Danny
girl.
Kane. Danny Kane.
Yeah, that's it.
Who's the Day 28 people?
Day 28.
There's some,
No, she was in Danny T. Kane.
well, there are day 28. There's a day 28
There's a day
somewhere.
something.
Yeah, there
Day
is.
28.
Yeah.
So you guys are joking.
Nah,
They're good
let's,
though.
I'm
Don't
sure
try
there's
it.
a day 28.
Ain't no Day 28.
They're
What?
very good.
There's
There
Day
is.
26.
Okay, something like that.
That Day 26 was an
Day
all-male
28
band.
is coming up.
Okay.
It was all male. She dated Day 26 and Danny Kane. They kind of had the same time, like making the band.
Oh yeah.
So she dated one of them.
There's a connection
Was
there.
it day 28? Was that
It's one of the days, Abby.
February?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was saying, Suzanne Bellier, she was one of the few women
Where the hell
who
was
fought
that?
in the war. Oh, what's his name? Marlo, innit?
Yeah, Milo, man.
What did you do?
He was in The Wire.
Oh, I
He
never
was just
watched
the
that.
best actor in the world.
Oh, he was also in something else. Was
Yeah, there's a few.
What's that? The Queen of the South? Was he in Queen of the South? Anyway, I can't remember. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I did watch that. I don't remember seeing him. Then again, I stopped watching that. When I started to bring the devil into it, I said, okay.
Yeah, it got a bit demonic, innit?
Very quickly. It
Yeah,
escalated
for
so
no
quick.
reason.
I said, yeah, I'm done. I said, you and Santo, y'all can go. No, thank you.
That's when it got interesting.
Yeah, no, I continue watching it, I can't lie, but
I couldn't.
yeah.
I got scared. Because I'm a binge watcher. So anything I watch, it stays in my mind. Because I binge watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's in my memory, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I can't go to sleep after that. My dreams will be about me smuggling drugs and trying to run away from the devil and shit. So I just thought, nah, I'm all right, thanks.
Somebody by the name of Catherine Flon, legendary woman. She was a feminist.
Oh, not Mona Scott Young. Sorry.
Mona Scott.
Brittany's doing a slideshow. Yeah, I did not know she was Haitian.
Which website are you using, Brent?
AtlantaBlackStar.com.
Atlanta.
So her mother is from Haiti.
Okay. Who does that?
Is that
Future.
Future? Future looks a bit...
Do you know what? Fair in it. Because I thought
Very
he was...
fair.
I thought he had something Nigerian Yoruba in him.
I did think he
He
was
tried to-
something
He's got that...
in the trenches, found them in Lagos.
Yeah. That
somewhere.
Yoruba demon is swirling around in his DNA.
Yes. Catherine Flon, feminist.
Okay, pick up her.
She was the woman who actually sold the first Haitian flag.
She sold it.
Sold
Sold,
it.
as in
Oh,
sold it.
sold
to
it.
her.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
sold it to
wow,
her,
that's
yeah.
lovely.
In 1803. So, like we just said, when Dessalines ripped the white out of it,
Yeah.
she was the one who put it together.
Put it
basically,
together.
yeah.
Pick up her.
And she symbolizes women's activist groups and feminism in Haiti. And actually, during national holidays, young women dress up as her.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, to pay homage to her.
Oh, that's
I'm
nice.
saying
I'm going to
Catherine-
for Halloween.
Yeah, Catherine
Oh, that's
Flon.
the Beverly Hills woman, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's it.
She cute.
Gosh, oh, she's so
No,
lovely.
she's
Oh, really?
she's Haitian.
Is everybody Haitian today or something?
Apparently so.
Okay,
You sure?
that's interesting.
Yeah, because there's too many in it. So I didn't know there was this many Haitians. And then again, I feel like in American culture, you don't really ask people where they're from unless they wear it loud and proud.
Yeah, it's true actually.
So it feels like there's a lot of them, but who knows?
And to be fair, at a certain time, people were, I don't want to say, they weren't ashamed to be Haitian, but they were
Denying it.
bullied for being Haitian.
Really?
Yeah. Like people in America, Black America, they made a
Actually,
distinction.
I think Garcelle spoke about it on the show, actually.
Yeah.
I think she might have.
In fact, I was listening to one guy talking about his background, like growing up and everything. He said, because basically he was talking about the Haitian Revolution, and he was talking about how his parents told him nothing about Haitian Revolution, nothing at all. And it's only when and this is, by the way, both parents are from Haiti, and they're intelligent, like come from certain backgrounds, you know what I mean, very academic. It's only when he got to like university where one of his Haitian friends gave him a book called The Black Jacobins, right? Which, again, we may touch on it. But anyway, this is a proper, in-depth look at the Haitian Revolution, right? And basically, when he read that book, that's when he became like fiery and proud, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was upset with his dad. And he's like, Dad, like, why did you never tell me about Toussaint Louverture? Why didn't you ever tell me about these people, right? But I mentioned all that because he said around that same time, there was so much heat on Haitians. He said there was one guy who actually, trigger warning, committed suicide because his African-American girlfriend found out he was Haitian, dumped him. So this was in like Miami, like back when he was growing up. So like as teenagers.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Literally going around like that. So that's how much people didn't like
Haitian.
people for some reason. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was just a little side note. But yeah, big up Haiti, man. So
Big up Haiti.
They've got a very rich history, man.
Big up them. All right. Well, let's get into our first headlines then.
All right. So our first headline Pretty sure you guys can guess what it's going to be about. And there's no trigger warning. Actually, you know what trigger warning. Rishi Sunak was speaking to MPs yesterday and basically revealed that at least 6 British citizens were killed in Hamas's attack on Israel, and a further 10 are missing. The Prime Minister described the events of last Saturday as pogrom, an act of organised torture or killing of a large group of people on the basis of their race or religion. So this is what he is calling it, right? Mm-hmm. Given an update in the House of Commons, he said that overall more than 1,400 people were murdered, over 3,500 wounded, and almost 200 taken hostage. He said that included the elderly and babies who were murdered, mutilated, burned alive. We should call it by its name. It was a pogrom. Mr. Sunak said the terrible nature of these attacks means it is proven difficult to identify many of the deceased, but at least 6 Britons were killed. Next headline, a Hamas official has demanded 6,000 Palestinian men and women detained in Israel's jails be released in exchange for hostages in Gaza. The Israeli military said on Monday that 199 captives were held in the besieged territory, which is a higher figure than previously estimated. Khaled Mishal, who is the head of Hamas's diaspora office, said the hostages included high-ranking officials from the Israeli Defense Force Gaza division, which is responsible for patrolling around the Gaza Strip. It comes as another Hamas official was speaking to Sky News and said that he does not know how many hostages are still alive. And in fact, since we've been talking, there's been just so much stuff that's been happening in that Middle East region.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go through a few things just to update you guys. And apparently, obviously, Biden's confirmed he's going to be going to visit Israel, and Iran has warned against the Gaza offensive, man. Yep, Iran. So they're making it known what side they're on, and basically saying, look, we're going to be backing Hamas. And says it could take preemptive action against Israel in the coming hours.
Damn.
Yep, hours, right? It's thought that this would involve the Iranian-backed Hezbollah militia in the southern Lebanon, which has been exchanging fire with Israel in recent days. Meanwhile, UN aid chief Martin Griffiths said the health system and hospitals in the Hamas-run Gaza Strip are collapsing. Palestinian officials say that Israeli strikes on Monday night on southern Gaza, including near the Rafah border crossing, killed 49 people. So yeah, man, there's just a lot of stuff that's happening at the moment. UN staff in Gaza saying that the supplies are dwindling fast, that they're overwhelmed. 4 people were killed trying to enter Israel from Lebanon. Like I said, Iran has made its strongest warning yet. And yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that's happening. And the next thing I wanted to mention is police have said that 2 people have been shot dead in the Belgian capital of Brussels on Monday evening, yesterday. Yeah, Belgium's Prime Minister later confirmed the victims were Swedish. So Brussels has increased its terror threat to the highest level. The Belgium-Sweden Euro 2024 qualifying match was being played in the city. So yeah, and then that was abandoned, right? And the gunman fled the scene and is still at large, well, at the time anyway. I'm going to give an update on that. Prosecutors say that they are treating the shooting as terrorism. A video was posted on social media showing an Arabic-speaking man claiming that he carried out the attack in the name of God. The man in the clip added that he killed 3 people. The federal prosecutor's office has confirmed that it's seen the video, but cannot confirm that he's actually the gunman. The BBC had been told that the video and other footage of the attack is being verified by police as well. But like I said, since then, apparently police in Brussels have shot a man in this manhunt for the gunman who killed these 2 Swedish nationals on Monday evening. The man was shot in the cafe. The Belgian prosecutors reported the incident, but they said that they could not yet confirm whether the man was actually the attacker. But again, they shot somebody as they're looking for this person who is the actual suspect. The person who was shot was likely to be the suspect. This is according to the Belgian Interior Minister. But yeah, that's all we have at the moment.
Damn.
And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
Okay. So today's topic of the day, right? It's going to be somewhat similar to yesterday's.
Yeah.
In a sense that, like, just revisiting something that happened in our history.
Yeah.
That can still be pertinent to today, pretty much, right? And this is about the Haitian Revolution. And it's because of what I said earlier, one of the greatest leaders that black people ever had, in my opinion. Anyway, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, he was killed today in 1806, right? And he was instrumental in getting Haiti independence, abolishing slavery, which led to France abolishing slavery after that.
Okay, sick.
And France abolished basically slavery in all of its colonies around the world because of this.
Love that for him.
Because of this revolution.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So just to give a bit of background, in case people aren't aware, so basically the revolution began in late 18th century, and in the country of Saint-Domingue. So it wasn't called Haiti at the time, right? It was one of the most profitable sugar and coffee producing colonies in the world, right? And this is obviously because of African slave labor. You know what I'm saying? And there was loads of social and racial inequalities. Like I was saying before, you had the white people who were living it up, enjoying life, right? Apparently, during the revolution, when the insurrection actually occurred, they say there was maybe about 30,000 white people there enjoying life. And there were 500,000 slaves.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't know why they weren't scared to think, like, one day, if these 500,000 people wake up, we're in trouble.
No, because they broke them down, didn't it? So
Precisely.
they were confident in the fact that they've broken them enough. Because that ratio is, wow, they could have taken them 6 times over.
100%.
I'm telling you.
But again, because they know they've broken them down, their confidence, that's a lot of confidence, that's audacity.
Yeah.
And they weren't all bunched up in one area.
No, they weren't, but...
So they never knew the strength that they had in numbers.
That's true, actually.
Essentially, yeah.
That's true, actually, because you wouldn't know anyone other than your plantation.
That's true.
If you go and
don't
visit
know- that's true.
someone else, that's it. And they weren't really allowed to talk to each other, innit?
Yeah,
That's
they
why they
didn't
wouldn't
have
have liked
social
them talking to
media.
each other.
And also, you don't actually know how many people will want to
This is
partake
this is
of
So
the
yesterday,
revolution.
Harriet's haven't left some people behind.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So you go and say another bit, and then they go and snitch on you.
So yeah, around the same time, there was a
That's a bit
revolution
scary.
that was bubbling in France as well. So this is when, you know, right now, France has got this whole, what's it called? Liberty, equality, fraternity. That's on their coat of arms. And this started because of the revolution. So prior to this, they had a monarchy, right? But the revolutionaries was like, hell no, man. These people don't represent us, this and the third.
Yeah.
They toppled the entire
everybody.
monarchy.
And their mama and the daddies,
everybody.
and all of them. Entire
Everybody.
generation wiped out.
Yeah, this is it. They just executed all of them, cut off the king's head and everything. Right?
France have been on smoke.
And I love it for them. I
No
love
wonder
it for
they're
them.
going to protest for
I love
increased
it.
pension age. They've been on smoke. This is what they do.
Yeah.
Any little thing.
This ain't new.
No,
Yeah.
they're so true to this.
This is it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they only saw that for themselves. They saw liberty, equality, and fraternity for themselves, not for the black people that they were colonizing. You know, some people believe that actual revolution, which was somewhat successful, well, actually was kind of still bubbling at the time, right? Is what inspired those black slaves in Haiti.
Okay.
I don't necessarily believe that, right? Giving them too much credit. But basically, Toussaint Louverture was one of the pivotal figures, right, in the early stages of the revolution. And he was a former slave.
Yeah.
He has a very complex history, right? Because, like I said, he was born a slave. His parents were Africans. Not like, as in like our parents are Africans. They came over, right, as in, sorry, they were taken.
Oh, they got took.
Oh, they were
Yeah, they got
taken.
Yes,
taken.
they were
Yeah.
taken. And he's the offspring of basically these slaves, right?
Okay. Oh, wow.
But was born in Haiti.
Okay.
Okay.
But he was one of those people who was he was afforded certain privileges because his, I guess, slave master wasn't as bad as other slave masters. So he was like a stable man or stable boy. Yeah. So he was even better than the house Negroes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, of course, like, no, not say of course, but basically after they were successful in the insurrection, he even had slaves himself.
Okay.
He had slaves themselves. But
Yeah,
again,
you're gonna
that's
add
the
it up, of course, to that.
mentality. Huh?
They're going to have it, of course.
Because the thing is, he became a free man. And when he became a free man, and I think he had like 2 plantations of his own, he had slaves there. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that was just the way of the world at the time.
I hope he treated them well there.
Yeah, and remember, he also left that behind. He said, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. After a while, I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he left that behind. He left his kids and his wife behind and said, I'm going to fight for my people. You know what I'm saying? And he led them again to this particular revolution, right?
He left his wife and child?
As in, I went to the battle. Oh. Yeah. So that's what I mean.
He's saying one of the greatest leaders was absent father.
All right, so that basically happened, right, in the like late 1780s, right? Because the insurrection happened in 1791, right? So what they say is on the 22nd of August, 1791, you had somebody by the name of Bookman, right? And this guy was a voodoo priest, right? So again, came from Africa, right? And the tradition... the traditional belief systems that we had back home was pure in him, right?
Okay.
And that particular day, he rounded up certain people and was like, yo, there's something in me, the ancestors, whatever it may be, that's saying, this is our time. And he spoke to them, the people believed, he conducted a voodoo ceremony, and something was in the air. You know what I'm saying?
We know what that something was.
Yes, the power of God.
Evil spirits.
Right? Because the power of
take
God.
over.
No, because the evil spirit doesn't give you freedom. You know what I'm saying?
It will make you believe you have freedom.
They got freedom.
But
This wasn't a belief. They
well,
slaughtered. We're gonna
okay.
get to the slaughter.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Something in the air.
That's why you got the confetti.
Something in the air made him say, "Wait a minute, no, this doesn't make sense." And so basically, about 1,000 of them, they ransacked their plantations. They killed their slave masters, the families, the goddamn dog, everybody.
That must have been so scary.
For the slave masters.
No, even for them, like just the thrill, like the what's the adrenaline rush of it all. Like you're doing something that's never been done before.
Never been done before.
You
Never
might get
been
caught.
done
Like,
before.
what do you do after this kind of thing?
But they were captivated by the message.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. You know what I'm saying? Like they believed, and they were right in their belief because, like that after that happened, right? Word spread to those other plantations, and before long, you had like 10,000, 20,000 slaves just causing havoc.
I wonder
You know
if this
what I'm
is what J. Cole's video is about. He's got a video on the Voice of Drop. It's the GOMD. Sounds like get off my dick, but basically the video is about like slaves essentially taking over and essentially taking just basically what you just described. Them coming together and taking over, killing their owners, all that kind of stuff.
This is it.
He is half Haitian.
Say again?
Sorry?
His mother's Haitian.
Who, J. Cole?
Yeah.
No way. Look at that. It must have been. Yes, it is that.
Powerful, man.
Keep telling you about Jermaine.
Just made up.
So yeah, man. So that was a beautiful day, man. And the slave uprising, I believe it was the first successful slave uprising, insurrection in history, right? And it just
Spiraled.
it spiraled from there, man. And 2 years later, they ended slavery, 1793.
But just because slavery was ended, you actually think that black people actually are free?
Oh no, but it continues from there. So slavery ended there. And remember, France was still practicing slavery. Like they still enslaved other people throughout the French colonies.
Yeah.
But because of that, right, it prompted them to have to change everything. And then in 1794, France as a nation abolished slavery. So it's because of what happened here, because of, again, there's so many more details to it, but they gave the French an offer they couldn't refuse. And even whilst this was happening as well, you had Napoleon Bonaparte. You know, Napoleon, he was causing havoc all over the place, right? He tried to be like, wait a minute, who these black people think they can get free from this particular, from our grip? And he sent like about 50,000 French troops to Haiti to go and fight. Of course, Louis sent them back dead. You know what I'm saying? So we thank God for that, right? But also, they also sent the Polish. So a lot of people don't know this as well, right? They sent Polish people to help them to fight the Haitians. But the Polish got them and thought, wait a minute. We're struggling for independence in our country.
Yeah.
You black people are struggling for independence here too. And the French are the puppeteers. I think we're on the wrong side.
Let's link up.
So they linked up with the Haitians. So a lot of people don't know Polish people from back then were supporting black people. It's crazy. And anyway, long story short, they got the Haitians out there. So the French out there, right? Toussaint Louverture, great general. Like I said, he gave up everything, man. He gave up that amazing privilege that he had.
Yeah.
Could have owned bare slaves, could have done all types of stuff. I was like, you know what? I'm going to fight for my people. he did that. But at the same time, because he kind of had a good slave master, right? He didn't want to be one of those who was just straight up ruthless. He wanted to try and make amends. So it's like, cool, let's have at least a decent relationship with the French. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to go over there and was like, listen, the remaining people that's here, the mixed people, the white people that's here, whatever, we'll give them back, man. If you guys just recognize us as a proper independent state, things of that nature. The French was like, no, we want revenge for all the killing of all the white people that you killed on this island. Then what are you talking about? Like, it's not like we just woke up one day and wanted to do this, which kind of reminds us about Israel-Palestine. But anyway, that's another story. Right? And they went for it. Long story short, for some reason, a lot of people who look into the story feel as though Toussaint made a grave error near the end of his life because he fell for a basic trick, which is them just basically saying, look, let's talk. Let's come to a conclusion about this particular thing. He went and met with them. They basically, obviously, took him away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Took him to France. And unfortunately, he died a few years later in the cold French prison. But whilst he was there, this is when you had Jean-Jacques Dessalines come up the ranks. Because, like I said, he was his right-hand man. But this guy, he didn't fall for them type of tricks. And he was ruthless. Like, again, like I was saying, when Napoleon sent those people over, he was like, kill them all. All of them. Don't leave no rock unturned, nothing. Right? And he basically meant it, man. But the thing is, a lot of people like to try and say as though that he just hated white people. Again, they like to make black people just seem like savages. He didn't want to kill just white people. He wanted to kill French people. Because apparently there were some people there who actually escaped because they said they were American. He said, my beef is not with Americans, white people. My beef is with the French.
The French who have done this.
You know, who did this. And
but even if he hated white people, wouldn't they be justified considering what they've been going through?
I think so.
Where's the energy with white people hate black people because they made them slaves? It's when they want to retaliate, then now you want to try and call them animals. It's crazy.
This is what they do, man. This is what they do. Just the other day, was it yesterday? We were talking about how a lot of them obviously believe we think like them, and that if we get into power, we will, exact revenge on them. But yeah, long story short, that was 1803, 1804. Haiti got independence, 1st of January, and yeah.
A nice way to start the year.
Exactly. Jean-Jacques Dessalines, he said, you know what, I don't want to be king, I want to be emperor. and I guess a big part of that was because the emperor at the time for France was Napoleon. But he was trying to send a message to everybody that, wait a minute, Napoleon, who's been conquering all parts of the world, right, came here and tried to take this back. But we sent them running. You know what I'm saying? I am the real emperor. You know what I'm saying? But again, unfortunately, black people who want positions of power, they betrayed him. So you had one guy who was, I believe it was mixed, Pétion, and he basically tried to make a deal with the French. It was like, listen, all the land that we've taken from these white owners, I don't even know how they're the owners, but anyway, that they controlled, right, the plantations, we'll give them back. We'll pay some type of indemnity to you guys, right? If you just leave us alone and just recognize us, right, that type of thing. And obviously, Dessalines would never have gone for that type of thing. But again, he had told his plans to his number 2 and number 3, basically saying, listen, I want to nationalize this country. I want to give the power back to us. Yes, of course, we're going to have to, do certain things, learn how to do certain things or whatever it may be. But I want the power to be ours, right? And these people didn't like it because a lot of them, like I said, the mulattoes, the mixed people, they wanted to maintain that level of hierarchy where they were close to the white man and they had that certain level of authority over the regular black African slaves.
Yeah.
So what do? They betrayed the Salines, they turned their back, and he was assassinated. Yeah. And everything spiraled. And long story short, because of that deal that they made with France, Haiti had to pay back reparations. They only stopped paying about, I think in the 1950s. 150 years. They were paying back reparations to France.
They took away physical slavery, but they gave them financial.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
So I said, what they
it's a damn shame. But yeah, anyway, so that's a bit of the backstory. So I wanted us to kind of look at certain things and basically ask ourselves, do you feel like the things in that particular story, the story of the Haitian Revolution, there are lessons from it that we can pretty much learn today? Like yesterday, we were talking about collectivism, right? And how unlikely it is, right? But at the same time, obviously, there was the power of collective action amongst the people of Haiti. Yes, they had a common goal, but I don't necessarily think if they were established and had different ideals and different ambitions and different careers, they will necessarily all have the same career, right? Of course not. They're not monolith like that. But since we're not a monolith, obviously, right? What are the sort of things that you think we can kind of unite under that could basically help us to progress without obviously kind of, you know what I mean, undermining our own individual aspirations?
I feel like we could just want to, let's say when we talk about like black excellence, for example, creating black wealth, we could all agree on that. Because in all our different fields and wherever else it is, we can all in our different fields invest in creating black wealth. I feel like black wealth is something we can all get behind. Yeah. For us. So we can get behind. Yeah.
What about you, Maxie?
I want a nation.
Huh?
The nation.
One more time.
The nation.
Does it come back to have for us to have a black nation?
No. The nation.
What do you mean by the nation?
Of Islam.
What happened to it?
What about them?
That's
Why are you
one
drip
thing
feeding
that-
us?
Oh no, I was put the camera on my now because I thought when I said the nation he would just kind of pick up. That's
You forgot Islam.
No, but that's what. That's one thing that religion is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I was looking for something black, and then I was saying the nation. So my thought process went.
Yeah, we couldn't do that though.
No, we shouldn't. But I'm saying that's one thing that could happen.
Religion.
I think
Yeah.
I think religion would divide us like
biggest
no
That's the biggest
other.
thing.
When I say religion, it has to be black related, right? This is what you're looking for, collectivism, yes? And the nation has started that, right?
yeah, but not
Yeah,
everybody.
but I'm not subscribed to that.
Yeah, exactly. Not everybody.
Already in
subscribes
this
to the
room,
nation.
I'm out.
I thought the question was, if we decide this is what we're looking to do, right? This is in this dystopian world where we're living like how the Haitians lived back then, right? What could we collectively come under? And I'm thinking, the nation. That would be a movement that had religion tied into it. And it had wealth creation, right? Self-governance, self-sufficiency.
Yep.
So that's why I said it.
Yeah, but do you know what's
I
funny?
didn't mean ski-yee.
Gina should have never told you about that. Do you know what it is, yeah? Because then what you're saying now, what you define as the nation, I see that more on a political side than I do on a faith side. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
So with the nation, it's more a community. It feels like a group. We all come together, and these are the things that we're going to deal with. We're going to have an agenda within this group. It's like a black people party, basically.
So you don't
That's what I
feel
would see the
religion
nation as.
is also politics?
So again?
You don't feel religion is also politics?
It can be.
Can be.
But I don't think that religion, like, what I'm saying is, what you're saying to me, I don't think religion is something that we can all come together on.
No.
Right? Even Christians alone can't come together on religions.
No.
What country was it yesterday? We did yesterday that's got like how many?
Yeah, Jamaica.
Jamaica. They've got hella
100
denominations.
100
Is
different
it?
denominations.
They've got over like, was it over 100 or something like that?
We would need to create our own religion.
But that's I don't want to. I don't want that.
Oh, okay.
I want Jesus.
Yeah, that's just you.
But that's the thing
But
though.
there's
I'm
a
gonna part of it.
there's a
and
lot of us that think like
There's
that.
gonna be a lot of us. That's so we can't all come. That's one thing when we cannot
I
have
think maybe
solidarity.
But
education.
you
we
guys
can.
are too genteel, man.
To what?
You genteel.
What's genteel?
Gentle. You guys are too
Oh.
gentle. You
speaking
Christians who are black and you want change, you're too gentle. You ain't on crud.
I'm not.
You're on nations type of crud. That's what I'm saying. You need
Before the episode
Crud
went
vibes,
live,
man.
what did we talk about? Fruits of the spirit, patience, self-control.
See, this is how you get
All
run
of them.
over.
That's fine.
You get run over.
That's all right. Don't worry about that. Let me know when you're trying to build black wealth, when you want our freedom, all that stuff. I feel like all that stuff we can get behind. But
Stupid question.
it has too many. There we go. Go on.
He's already said
Here we go, love.
Question.
Go on.
Back then, what kind of slave would you have been?
You think I'm a snitching slave?
I'm asking you what type of you're opening your mouth and stuff is flying out.
No.
What type of
You're
slave
right.
would you
What?
have been?
I would have been for the movement.
So you would have been
My
on smoke.
spirit. I would have been because I would have been Yoruba back then too, and the Yoruba with me, Like I stand for rightness, I stand for justice, all that stuff. I would have been on. Let's go.
But
let's
you
do
would
it.
still been on the fruit of the spirit.
Yeah, but I can be a Christian and want freedom. Do you know what?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You will still be on smoke though. So don't say, Christianity is just patience and this, that, and X.
No, but sorry, do you know what's mad? I thought we're having very different conversations.
We probably are.
We are. Because you did not understand the question this man asked.
It's just like we're supposed to be confused.
Because first of all, with black people, there's different religions, right? There's people that worship all sorts of spirits and whatnot, yeah? Then there's people that are Muslims, people that are Christians. How the hell are you going to get all black people with the different beliefs?
Because we make our own.
I don't want to worship what you're worshipping.
What do you mean, make our own religion?
How can you make your own God? What does that even mean?
No, but
We can pull what we like from this one, this, a bit of this, a bit of that.
That's what everyone does.
We can mix religion.
Yes, we do
No,
that
thank you,
anyway.
my darling. I'm good, love.
Make a religion.
You wouldn't
I
ask
think-
what kind
I
of
think-
slave I would have been. You're
I
right.
think if it is I made a religion, it'll be dope, right? Because obviously I'll take the God from the Bible, right? I'll start there.
Okay.
yeah, but it depends because a lot of black people, especially like now, they want to go back to like their African religions, and a lot of that is based on voodoo. So how would we unite in that
can't.
sense? We can't.
But he doesn't feel it's based. He doesn't see voodoo as a bad thing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But
It's a misunderstanding.
But that's the thing. A lot of people don't see voodoo as a bad thing, and then you have the Christians
what's
that
that
do. So we can never unite on that.
I
it
haven't
will never
subscribed to
happen.
the idea of black Jesus. I haven't.
I haven't.
I haven't subscribed to the idea of black
wait,
Jesus.
I genuinely
Wait a
don't
minute.
care. Like I don't care about what colour Jesus was.
Bro,
It doesn't mean nothing
ain't
to
my
me.
business.
It really doesn't.
Does it matter that it means something to the world?
That's their business. No,
That's
it doesn't.
Like I don't care.
Because
Like,
when I
genuinely
face my
don't
maker,
care.
it's just me.
Like when
It's
I'm
just me.
When I'm in his presence, I'm not thinking about a white Jesus in my head. I'm not thinking about a black Jesus. I'm thinking about a white Jesus. I don't even have a figure in my head because I don't know what Jesus looks like.
It's for me, it's
I don't have a
I'm connected with
figure.
spirit. Furthermore, anyway, yeah, it's not a thing. Like it's not relevant to me because it's not like if I'm praying to a white Jesus, he's got white privilege and he uses that against me. It's just that's no. So. As I haven't subscribed to Black Jesus, you sure as hell no, I'm not surprised they burnt religion. Hell no. I already know something in there ain't right.
But you know, I did want to kind of talk about this. So Ben, you've actually gone to the right place, yeah, because I was minding my business, yeah, and
As you do.
and Kelechi put up a post yesterday, right? And she
Oh
was
yes.
Sorry, the video.
I believe I did, yeah.
And she was talking about, people who kind of use religion as I'm definitely paraphrasing it,
Yeah.
but use religion as kind of as a reason or excuse to not do anything, right?
Okay,
So when you've got the whole Palestine, Israel situation, people are like, oh, let's leave it to God, or let's wait on God to come and He's gonna do this and all that type of stuff, and it becomes a thing where it's like, cool, a reason or excuse to not
Do anything.
to do
To
anything.
be proactive.
You know what I'm saying?
Who says leave it to God?
People love
Christians
that,
do
you
it
know.
all the time.
Christians, I don't know a Christian that will ever just be like, because faith without works. So I don't know Christians really that I just be like, I'll just leave it to God. Because when it comes to their situations, when it comes to their
They'll be doing
situations,
things.
they'll be very active. And
Yeah.
so I don't, yeah.
But what does the activity look like? Because again, she's I guess again definitely my opinion, right? It looks like she's basically saying, especially when it comes to Christianity or whatever, it's not like it's put anything inside of you to say, you know what, let me go and speak out and rally and do all types of stuff for the people of Palestine. It's more so just that's their business and God will take care of it in the end because God's judgment is supreme and this and
Do you know
What
what
she's
it's
saying,
saying?
like that's Christians' approach
Yeah, I'm definitely
in
elaborating on what
regards
she's saying.
to Palestine and Israel.
Yeah, it seemed like she was relating it to the Palestine-Israel thing, right? And basically just saying, in terms of our belief systems, a lot of the time we've allowed ourselves to find shelter under these belief systems and not use them as something that could actually.
I don't think it's anything to
Bring
do with the
about work.
belief system.
You don't think so?
I don't. I do think that black people were just a bit selfish when it comes to other. Like, we're just like, listen, we're going through our own problems. Like, it's not a religion thing. It's not about, I'm using my religion to hide on. No, I just think it's a black people issue. Like, for example, we're all for it when it came to, BLM and all of that. We went to protest. What happened after? No, like, that's just, no, but honestly, like, we don't really do much. Let me say the majority. Obviously, there are people that do, but I'm just saying we don't.
Can I say
this isn't a Palestinian and Israel issue? It's not.
Do you know what it is as well though? I don't think. Do you know what? Okay, for the most part, human beings, right? Unless something is really at your front door and personally affects you, you're not going to get involved.
Yeah, a lot of us won't.
The issue with social media now is that because things are amplified, everyone's like, oh, say something. But on a normal day, there's things that's happening at your front door that you don't say anything about. Mm-hmm. Do you get what I mean? So I don't think... There are definitely people who are like, oh, we'll leave it up to God and we'll pray. Did people really think that whenever they... Obviously, Israel and Palestine one is different. People have been talking a lot more, right? But say something happens in France, or what was that? Was it not the Eiffel Tower? One of them buildings... Something happens. But say something happens in another part of the world, and people do the whole hashtag pray for... Yeah. Do you really think people are really on their knees, getting on their knees and praying to God about anything? Or are they really remembering their prayers? No. For them, it's just a retweet. It's just putting a nice picture
100%.
up. It's just changing your picture to France's logo.
100%.
That's what it is. So for me, it's the same, it's the same thing. It's the same attitude. So people that are not speaking on Israel and Palestine, people are like, oh, do you know what? Love and thoughts and prayers to them, and they're not doing anything on their platforms. For me, that is the same energy as someone who's just tweeted, pray for Israel or pray for Palestine. Because I know damn well you have not looked up charities. You haven't looked up anything. It's the same thing, but it's just that one person appears to be doing something or to care about it. But other person...
100%. And I do feel like, just as Esther said, as human beings, not all of us has the spirit of compassion. And it's the compassion that makes you want to do stuff, because if we did, no one would be poor. Everyone would be given their houses. Oh, come in. Not everyone has that spirit of compassion. So, as I said, I don't think it's a religion thing. It's a human being thing.
But I guess the argument would be that religion makes us not do certain things. So, for example, you saying hashtag pray for Sudan, put a flag up there and not do anything, right? You get some people who don't do anything, right? They may not even pray, right? But there are some situations where those people go to church and they pray in that church. You know what I'm saying? Let's be fair to those people at least, right? But outside of the prayer, that, like you said, faith without works is dead, right? Outside of the prayer, what do they do? And I think that's because of our misunderstanding of certain religions. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what she's basically talking about. And so in this particular the story where, you know, Bookman, he organizes voodoo ceremony and all that type of stuff. His belief system wasn't one of let's wait for the answers to come back from the dead. His was, yo, they've put the power in us to do something. Now let's exercise that power. Does your religion do that for you? And because again, I'm not going to ask anybody to, at the end of the day, who am I anyway? But I'm not going to suggest to people, abandon your religion, take up this particular religion, or whatever it may be. Because at the end of the day, people use their religions in different ways for themselves, right? At least that's what you should do anyway, right? But if that particular religion is not forcing you to do something to better yourself or your community, I see that religion as a dead religion, personally, right? But if that's the case, and we actually will all stand here and say to ourselves, you know what, the belief system that we hold dear, right, and subscribe to is a powerful, impactful religion, then are we misunderstanding certain things, or are we maybe not using that that religion, our belief systems, to its fullest potential?
I think we're just not using it. I do feel when it comes to Christianity, we are taught to actually, like, there are missionaries, there are people that go out there and do things. But as I said, like, for example, like a lot of Britons will say, you know, do not steal, don't lie, all of that stuff. We still do it. Like, unfortunately, we're human beings. We pick and choose what we want to do. When it comes to our own personal issues, we'll be doing the most. And that's why I say it's a selfish thing.
With other people, you tell them, don't worry, just believe in God.
It's a thing about selfishness, because when it comes to your own issues, you know how to get whatever it is done. But when it comes to, and as I said, Jesus didn't sit in one place. That's not what he teaches. He didn't. So, and if we're trying to be like Jesus and like Christ, we should actually be doing the same things. But we're just lazy. We're lazy. We can't be asked. We don't have the spirit of compassion. And that's just it. Like, as I said, I don't think, because as you said, you do get people who are Christians and who are of religions that do that stuff. You get people that aren't religious that do that stuff, and vice versa. So I just don't think it's a religious thing, because I believe that let me not say every religion, I'm speaking loosely, teaches you to be compassionate, go out and do good. A lot of religions do teach that.
They do teach that.
Yeah, but it's us, the people, that are selfish, and that's just plain and simple.
I feel like the whole Israel and Palestine thing, the only reason why Christians are coming into it is because those are places that are actually mentioned in the Bible as that. Like a lot of places that are mentioned in the Bible, there's some that those regions are something else now, or called something else now, or were called something back then. When you see where that place, where it is on a map, we know that place as Syria now. We know that place as whatever now. But because it's the word Israel, that's why I guess Christians are entering the chat. But my belief is that the Israel that is running around today is not the Israel that God was talking about in the Bible. And furthermore, anyway, when Jesus came, Israel became the church of God, not necessarily the people, the race of Israel. It's the people of God. Do you get what I mean? So that's why Christians are really in the chat for this conversation. But everyone do what you can do in it. Sometimes all people can offer you is prayer. Sometimes that's all people have the capacity to do. And people that have more capacity and don't believe in God, then they will bring in the donations, or they will bring in the going to the place to help you actually fight the battles and whatnot. Do you get what I mean? Like, people offer whatever it is that they can, but like Max was saying, innately human beings were selfish. So people worry about what it is that they've got going on. If I'm homeless and I'm trying to sort that out, respectfully, what's going on in Israel and Palestine is the least of my worries.
But then isn't belief systems and religion meant to heal that divide and stop us from being selfish? Because again, you look at people are adulterers, people are liars, people are murderers, people are this. So it's true.
People are who they are. Ideally, in an ideal world, we will believe it. If we want to live in the way God wants us to live, we'll be in bliss, no wars, no poverty, we'll be in blissful times. But again, it can't be that, because we have free will, and what everyone's choosing to do with their free will, it's telling. So that's where we at.
Okay. Well, to kind of bring it full circle to what we were talking about before, right, in terms of that thing that we need to unite under. So you're talking about basically, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone kind of doing their own thing, but having in mind to kind of support black business, at least. I feel like
if one of the things was, let's grow, let's build the black community. Actually, that's it. Let's build the black community. And under that, we can come up with different things and different ways in which we can do that. That will be education. That will be how we're raising our children. That will be, all of that stuff. I feel like that we can actually agree on. If it's let's build the black community, and then we start coming up with different agendas under that one goal we're trying to achieve, I feel like that we can do. As black people, we can come together to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the story, we saw a lot of resilience and determination, right? Do you feel like today, of course, we've spoken before on the show about how some people hold the opinion that some members of society are soft today than we were back then, all this type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like there are certain things we can do to build up our resilience and determination? Do you feel like if there was a war today, because a lot of the time we say flippant comments like, if there was a war today, believing there will never be a war, right? But we can see Israel and Palestine. These people want to start World War III, right? But is there certain things that we can do today to make ourselves prepared for any type of combat that is around the corner?
Everyone's go to gym, man. Everyone go to gym, lift up weights, whatever. Because I actually believe, because when you think about the people that went through war that we read history about, they went in their gardens doing things, preparing for war. It's a human, when it came to it, they rose up. And I actually believe the same with this generation. There's no reason for someone who's Gen Z on TikTok, making TikTok videos, to run around their garden doing weight training because of a war that might happen. However, though, I do believe that if something was to happen, it's survival mode now, and people will kick into that, or get into that mode. I don't think there's anything we can do. What we're gonna do? Practice wars, boot camps.
But I think, like you said, maybe because imagine. Look at the other day we were talking about Israel. It was definitely Israel. When they finish a certain stage of their life, maybe uni or something, they all go and do a year of military training.
Oh yeah.
Imagine we all did that though.
I'm not trying to do that. Do you know what it is as well? That's foolishness. But I feel like we can do practical stuff. I don't mind doing a little first aid training.
Okay, there you go.
I could do that, stuff like that. Yeah,
that should be in schools.
Honestly,
for that's one. Education.
For one, do you get what I mean? I could do stuff like that, but I'm not going to volunteer war training for a year. Sorry, that's just not. Bring back housewives.
Yeah, but at this stage now we're older, innit? But let's just say it was at 21, when you've got the rest of your life, and it's like, obviously we've got the rest of our lives now. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you haven't necessarily committed to a career. It's not going to interrupt anything because it's straight after school.
I think it's a good idea though, because there was a guy in my uni, one of my courses, and he came from, I can't remember what country he was from, but for them it's what's the word? You must do it.
Mandatory.
Mandatory, yeah, it is. So after he finished, I think it was at college or something like that. He actually did that.
Was he Turkish?
Yeah, I think he might have been Turkish.
They do that
Yeah.
as well.
He actually did that. So then he came to uni afterwards. But I feel like it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But at this age, if you think I'm volunteering to do that, I want to be one of them Christians, but you know what, it's fine. I know where I'm going. I'm not scared to die. That's fine. I'm trying to do all of that. But I do think that's a good idea. But I don't know how it is practically that we can actually train for wars if it's not just everyone stay fit. But then, people can stay fit. That's one way. Learn, like, I guess, survival things like, you know, again, first aid, all that kind of stuff. But I don't think we can actually ever really train for a war because wars are unpredictable. You don't know what you don't know what's gonna happen.
But I guess, like you're saying though, just going gym and just being able to run, like, let's say you could run like
Being
5
fit,
miles,
yeah.
innit?
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, this entire thing was about fighting for freedom, right? Of course, freedom looks different to different people around the world, right?
Yeah.
You get some of us today who say we're not entirely free in this country.
Yeah.
You get people in Palestine who say we ain't free at all. Never experienced it, right? So of course it looks different. But in what ways do you feel like we can kind of fight for freedom? Do you feel like there's a need to even fight for freedom in this country? Do you feel like we have all the freedom afforded us? Or do you feel like there's certain things where it's like there's glass ceilings and there's certain things, our hands are tied in certain areas? What's your thoughts towards that? Or is the topic of freedom something that we can kind of put to the back because it's not our reality today in terms of fighting for it because we have it?
Yeah. I don't think we'll be entirely free.
Okay.
I do believe that, there's a limit. I think there's a limit that white people will give us. And we just have to choose whether, okay, like, are we accepting that this is where we're going to be? Or we can fight for entire freedom. But what does that even look like? What is that?
So you feel you're not free right now?
Black people in England, I don't think we're entirely free. No. They still put limitations on us because they can.
Okay. What does freedom look like?
And that's what I said. What does entire freedom look like?
But so the fact that you feel that you're not free, I'm guessing you are measuring it against something. I want to know what that something is.
Probably because we're still, obviously, we're the minority here still. So
You want to be the majority?
it's not necessarily being the majority.
Majority.
You want to be the majority
I don't mind. It's not being the majority, like as in black people being majority.
in this country?
Well, aren't we like 1% at the moment? Or like 3% or something silly like that?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we can raise that up. Let's get to double digits. No, that
It's
ain't no
not
problem.
necessarily being the majority. It's just the mindset. It's just the mindset of people that are the majority.
I'm not even free in the office. I'm not even free in my
The fact that there's still the
Don't we choose?
there's still the what do
Don't
you call
we
it?
choose what it is that we decide we want for our work?
No.
You said you're not free in the office. What does freedom look like in the office? Free
Being-
to do what?
Being myself. I'm not like I'm a different version of myself.
Do you decide
At
to
work.
do that?
It's not that I decided that it's been decided for me. I can't be, if I was to be myself, that would be a different whole situation. Because when a little bit of me peeks out,
So would it be
Yeah, I do,
uncomfortable for you if it is that you be yourself? If you decide not to code switch, would it be uncomfortable for
it
you?
wouldn't be uncomfortable for me, but it would be uncomfortable for the majority in the office. And so as a result, I would be the one to have meetings.
Yeah, I feel that the word
That
like
made them uncomfortable.
professionalism actually is mimicking how white people
are. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like literally, I remember one of my white colleagues, right? So she's really cool. Like we talk and we gist and laugh, whatever. And I can't remember what we were talking about one time. And another manager must have walked past, but he knows that me and her are close. even outside of work kind of thing. But he was like, oh, basically, can you guys like, you like be mindful that there's other people because someone will not understand. They won't get that you guys are like this, and so they will go and report. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything like rude. It was just us giggling and talking, no, like how we just relating or whatever. And he was just basically like, tone it down because if someone else walks by, they're not gonna know that you guys are actually cool and friends outside of here, and so they could.
Think that you guys are arguing or something.
It wasn't. Yeah. It was literally just us gisting about something. It wasn't an inappropriate conversation. It was literally nothing. It was just nothing. But again, I don't know what it looks like. I don't know. Like, I would love to know what, for white people, like what black people look like. You know when you watch like shows, like Blackish would do it sometimes, right? Or Grownish, sorry, where the scene is just two people at the lockers. But then what that person's imagery is that people banging on the lockers and jumping, doing backflips. And in my mind, I'm like, is this what white people see where two or more blacks are gathered? Do you get what I mean? So it is that. So it's not a thing where I can be my... No, like, like you said, being professional is actually acting like white people do. It's embracing the whiteness of the corporate space. And I couldn't be that. So it's not because it makes me uncomfortable, because that's who I am. I'm not comfortable about who I am, but it will make them feel uncomfortable. Like, oh, okay. And then next thing you know, I'm having a meeting with HR talking about inappropriate behavior at the workplace because I giggled a bit too loud.
Do you feel, I hear what you're saying, do you feel that the corporatisms that you just said is also present in majority black country? That culture of corporate?
I think there's professionalism in black countries, but it's not. I don't think that it's not a white metric.
I need to know what the white metric is. That's what I want to know. Like, what is it that differentiates that corporate space to a black country?
So, for example, in Nigeria, say I was in Nigeria, right? I could, and obviously I know the foods are different and whatnot, but this country claims to be a multinational and diverse place, and everyone all is welcome. So I'm keeping them at that standard, right? So say here I take, I don't know, jollof rice and whatnot. You will get comments like, oh, you will get comments about like food smelling and whatever else, right? In black countries, that's not the case. That's not going to be the case. Do you get what I mean?
Is it wafting through the office spaces though, or is it just kept in the kitchen area?
Even in the kitchen, mate, you're still getting comments about this, that, and the other.
In Nigeria?
No. Oh, I thought you meant here.
No, I'm looking at the difference. What you're telling me is in here, you're not allowed to bring jollof because it's going to smell, right? And they're going to comment on it.
You're not allowed to bring anything that looks different to white and British food, essentially. Says that. Even in... What else could I say? I just feel like it's different, man. Because in my mind, in Nigeria, like or say a black country, you can just appear to be yourself, and that I don't feel like there's no labels attached to you unless you're like a lazy worker or you're a late person or like the things that labels attached to you are more to do with your performance. Here, it's more to do with your appearance. Like even here, if I wore, for example, bodycon, say I wore a dress that's fitted. It's fitted for a white girl, it's fitted for a Mexican girl, it's fitted for a black girl, it's fitted. But because I'm black with a black body, it will be like, oh, that's inappropriate. But the girl next to me has done the exact same thing. We both got from H&M, but hers isn't inappropriate. Do you get what I mean? Something like that in a space where it's like majority black, I'm not getting a conversation about my outfit. Okay. Do you get what I mean? So it's something like that, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you know, I obviously I haven't been to Nigeria like that, but from what I've seen and heard, I do feel like the top corporate like companies, I do feel like it does reflect a bit more of the whiter side.
You think so?
Yeah. I do feel like we do try and hold that. And maybe because obviously of the colonization and stuff, but I do think that. I do.
But are they like white companies with branches in a black country, or are they a black company in a black country? Because I feel like I would see it as more professionalism. Like say like Deloitte was in Nigeria. I can understand that. The standard, I can get that. But
Like, I think...
Like Dangote's office. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would just see professionalism there. Not necessarily
what is
white
professionalism?
culture. Just being professional.
Which is what? What are the behaviours of being professional? Like, what is it? Because they must have learnt it from somewhere.
Yeah,
Where do you learn?
like
Where
being
do you learn how to be professional?
But like being respectful, showing to work on time, completing what you need to do sensibly, not like being, say you're in the office, not being on your phone and cackling and doing all these things. Like that, all of that stuff that's professionalism. Yeah, that's professionalism. But even here, I feel as though I feel like here in this country, there's just that your race is just always going to be a thing, even if you're doing something that everyone else is doing. Like, it's just always, your race is always highlighted to you.
So do you think that you could, like in Nigeria, in a company, whatever, you could go there wearing traditional? Which is what the culture is in Nigeria. Like, everyone wears, that's native wear, isn't it?
You can though.
Some people can, some people do, you know.
Yeah, some people do.
But
but not like, obviously not like a gele, like not like a corset, Bella Niger dress. But I know that with men do. 100% men do. I'm not sure what the female version looks like, but some places you might be able to. But typically though, again, it wouldn't be, most time it's not native really when I think about it actually.
But why not?
But you know,
because
like
that's our native wear. Why?
Yeah, but you know some people don't always wear
because
that
you're serving you're most of the time you're going to be serving a black person. It's not like you're in a majority white space. So why can't we wear native wear, or why would people feel uncomfortable to wear native wear if you're in your own country and you know professionalism is about being on time? It's not necessarily about. Do you get?
No, it's how you dress as well. The professionalism.
It is, but there should be no reason why you shouldn't be able to wear that native wear or feel comfortable wearing it.
I don't think they'll make a big deal about it at all. I just feel like people have.
I've adopted.
Yeah, they just see like professionalism synonymous with wearing a suit and a tie, and shiny shoes. That's what I think it is. But at the same time, you do go to some businesses and you see people wearing traditional.
Yeah. I do think a proper corporate space would want you to. I don't think you'd be wearing traditional unless you were like the CEO or something. But then you know when they wear the two-piece. I don't know, but I don't see native.
But who made a shirt and tie? Like because.
That, but it's like what you said. I feel like that comes from
that
comes from us being colonized. I would say.
Yeah, 100%. But that's almost like that's the clothing that's all around the world.
But that's what I was gonna say, because really and truly though, like I don't believe some of the corporate spaces will let you wear native. I don't believe that. I feel like for them, professional wet clothes is suit, tie, blazer, all that kind of stuff. I get that. However, though, even when I think of people in the normal day-to-day life, it's not so much. They're not really dress switching or code switching in that way, because not many people in their normal days wear that. Like wear traditional wear normally around. Do you get what I mean? So it's one of those things where I guess majority of society just wears like t-shirts, jeans and whatever. And so when it comes to professional wear, it's like, it's not the professional wear of what it is that you wear casually.
Smartening it up.
Do you get me? But there are people, the people that you will see wearing native to work are the people who also, when you go and visit them on a random Tuesday afternoon, they've got a kaftan on. I mean, they've got like their natural clothing, not natural clothing, but like native clothing.
But a lot of the big like bank managers and certain managers, they wear native though.
Yeah, but they're in that position.
They're the bosses.
They're the bosses. They can wear whatever they want.
You wouldn't look at them and think that's unprofessional. And they certainly wearing that wouldn't look at somebody underneath.
We wouldn't think it was unprofessional because they probably look rich.
Not
necessarily.
They would look rich. Like a CEO of a bank company in Nigeria would probably look like he's got money.
Yeah, but I don't think he would think to himself, okay, like because basically what you're trying to say.
But I don't think he'd want his employer to wear that.
I don't think that's the case, you know. I think, do you know what it is also? I don't think it's necessarily unprofessional. I just think it's the uniform. I think that's something as well. So, for example, if you went to a bank and people wearing suit and tie and things of that nature, I think it's wear this because it's uniform.
Yeah, I feel like it's uniform of the industry.
Yeah. Not necessarily because I'm professional to wear native. Because if you wear native, everyone's wearing different colours. Everyone's wearing, you don't know who's
rainbow.
who's
looking like
behind
a bag
the
of
teller,
Skittles.
who's in front of the teller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's more so uniform. But when you're in the office space, I don't think people look at you really and say, you can't wear a native. I don't think that's the
Because when I think about it, when I had like my teachers in school, some of them would have like shirt and tie, some of them would have blazer on, some of them would have native wear on.
Yeah.
And when you think about Nigeria as well, yeah, native wear is tricky though, because different cultures, different outfits and all sorts. Them traditions that have got their crop tops and the mini skirts.
Do you think that top companies in Nigeria, do you think the work culture reflects the culture of Nigeria? Like, for example, 'cause my husband, he went to like Japan, South Korea. When he went to these like they all do their culture, they bow or whatever greeting, like they still incorporate their culture into their big corporate companies. Yeah. Do you think like Nigeria does that?
I think it does in how they speak. I think it does in how to speak. Because you know in Nigeria, the biggest thing in that damn country is respect.
Yes.
So like, and that's our culture. Like one of the biggest things about Nigerian culture is respect. That definitely plays out in workplaces and wherever spaces you're in is there. I believe so.
Is the respect a two-way street or is it based on hierarchy? The lower one must respect the higher one.
It's hierarchy.
Right, okay.
But it's hierarchy even in a normal everyday person.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it still reflects the culture.
Yeah, but here you could actually fight for your like my boss would like I can be like that was rude, like you like respect would go both ways.
Of course.
But I'm not sure about the other way in Nigeria.
No, but he wouldn't though. But think about it though. We're not raised like that. Yeah. The way we're raised, like here you can someone can tell their parent, "Oh, mum, that wasn't nice." In Nigeria, like kids are seen and not heard in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So and that mindset is what travels with us all the way until we die.
Yeah, that's true.
So that the respect from when we were born, is always to do with hierarchy. It's always to do with this person is bigger than you or has more than you or their worth is more than you. So they're who you give respect. It's never been a reciprocal.
That's true. It's never been
reciprocal. Respect anyway.
That's true.
But yeah, how we got here.
Do you feel in terms of like, I guess, because if you look at Haiti, obviously prior to the times when people were kind of not ashamed to say they're Haitian, but would face some type of negativity from, African Americans, whatever, for saying they're Haitian. Like, do you feel like us in this country, we kind of, we have a proper sense of pride of where we come from? Or do you feel like sometimes we allow that to take a back seat because of where we are in this country?
I've always been proud of Nigerian, but I know that's because I came from Nigeria. Because when I've always been proud of Nigerian. I remember a time when people were not really acting like they were African or Nigerian, anything like that.
Yep.
But I've always been that.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
I think things have definitely changed because I think like in the 90s and stuff.
It's cool now.
It wasn't cool to be African.
It wasn't
back then.
It's cool now, but it wasn't back then.
Actually, to be fair, when I was in primary school, I think I said I was Jamaican a few times.
Jesus.
Not the Holy Spirit convicting you.
Yeah, Robbie slipping a Jamaican here and there.
That's so funny.
But no, like not in my adult years, no.
I think your adult years is just embarrassing now at this point.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's so interesting because I guess I've always been proud to be Trinidadian, but I've always known that I came from Africa. Like I have a strong connection to the motherland based on what my parents had kind of passed on to me, knowledge-wise. And I find that it was weird when I came to this country and I saw these wars, the West African and Caribbean. Yeah.
So funny to look at.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, like, how did that happen?
But you know what's interesting?
It happened. How did that happen?
It's so funny. Yeah, it is interesting. I feel like, coming from a different place to here, and it's like, oh, this is the who you people want to be dying on here. But then when I think about it though, even in Nigeria, there's tribalism that goes on in Nigeria. So it's not that, it wasn't that shocking for me, just because, again, where I'm from, there is that. I feel like in every black place, most of them anyway, I'm not saying every because someone's like getting thrown in a bunch, but most black spaces, there's always some form of like, you're different to me because of that. Do you mean that we always have to point out some form of difference?
Yeah.
Even if we're both Yoruba, we'll be like, yeah, but you're from like Ondo State, I'm from like, just shut up. It's a black problem. It's that guy with the book, man. What's his name again? I can't remember his name.
Willie Lynch.
There we go.
But I think it's from
Lynch effect.
from slavery time. It's always we've been separate. Like they've let us see our differences. Like that's been the prominent thing.
Yeah.
And as you said, it stays with us. Like
It does.
Unfortunately.
It does. It's so sad. It really does. But, yeah.
Would you bring a Jamaican home?
So here's the question too.
All the Nigerians in the room. Back in the day, y'all wouldn't have brought a
100%.
Jamaican home. Back in the day, impossible.
Okay, when you say back in the day, what age?
Secondary school.
I didn't
Obviously,
bring
you were saying you
anyone
were
home in
Jamaican.
secondary
For
school.
one.
I didn't bring anyone home in secondary school.
Boy, I've been back in Nigeria so fast.
Listen, I didn't bring anyone home. The first person I brought home was the man I married.
Well, here we go. All right, that'll do it.
But if it happened to be a Jamaican, it happened to be a Jamaican. Like my
Yeah.
parents know me. I'm one of them, the children that, okay, just leave her to do what she's gonna do. Yeah. So
I think, mine is, I'm still discovering that in real time. So I'm gonna just say that. Because all I've ever known is like Nigerian men, Yoruba men specifically. Do you get what I mean? So that is really my type. However, the older I get, I'm realizing there's more qualities that are really important for me. So if I met, it's not necessarily, some places, I don't know, would be a definite struggle. I speak to the Lord about that, it will be a struggle. But it's more about, I guess, the person, the qualities that they have, that kind of stuff. But all in black though, still. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it will still be in black, but it's about the qualities and the values and all that kind of stuff in black. I can't.
In black.
I can't not go black.
Yeah. I
That's just a
definitely
step too.
can't.
That's just intense for me.
I'm not even in the environment.
For
I
one.
think.
For
Yeah,
one.
For one.
For one. But you know how the Lord works. I keep telling him, don't work that way. The Lord works in mysterious ways, Lord.
But do you get white people? Do you get white men that approach you?
On a fetish, more of a fetish situation.
But how do you know it's that though?
Because there's references to, there's comparing my skin to food. I'm some form of chocolate or something.
But do you think that's fetish, or do you think that's just?
It's fetishizing.
Bars.
That's how I feel personally. Like if you approach me on that, I don't like that. But I also don't like attracting people just on a lustful physical sense. Even with black men, if it was a black Yoruba man and he meets me and he's like, oh, you got a nice body or you're sexy, I don't like stuff like that. Stuff like that makes me uncomfortable from the gate because I just feel like your priorities are messed up. Yes, you can't see my personality from that, but sir, there's other things you could have complimented. Oh, you got like a nice aura about you. You got a beautiful smile. Like, I like wholesome compliments. All that stuff that makes me feel like I'm being objectified.
But what if it's not true though? Like, what if they like them saying, "No, you got a beautiful aura"? What if that's a lie?
That's all right. My aura is very beautiful anyway. So do you get me? So it's fine. Unless I knew I was a witch, then I'd be like, "Oh, you lying?" But it'd be fine because you know what I mean. 'Cause I would understand that. But I think for me, I don't like the whole approaching me just based off a physical set. It makes me very uncomfortable.
But it is though.
It is, but I don't need you to highlight that.
Okay.
It just makes me uncomfortable.
I agree. Yeah.
I will have no time of the day for you.
So I get the Turkish guys. The Turk, like the But I think
they love that.
I don't think I've ever had a white, like
Lads.
a pure white.
Jack the lads.
No, it's always the Turkish and the Greeks and the Italians.
Yeah. Oh, Italians are the worst. That's definitely a fetish, boy.
Yeah, I think
Because they don't like black
Italians
people in their country. So why do you like a black
Are there a lot
woman?
of Italians in this country though?
You be seeing them here. They're sprinkle. Not that many. But
Do you feel like even these guys that may approach you, like so the Turkish, the Greeks, and then people there, do you feel like in their mind they're thinking, granted, not everyone thinks this when they first see somebody, but they're thinking, you know what, I'm attracted to this black woman, whatever, and I could potentially marry this woman one day.
They probably are.
Okay.
when they see you.
Like just in terms of the possibility that they could bring a black person home.
Oh,
Or is it more so like...
I don't think they get that far.
I feel like they will have to do the family they come from.
On first approach, I don't think.
Not necessarily like seeing you as an individual, but seeing like
black women. I feel like can they bring a black woman home?
You know, certain people date with intention, be like, I'm only going to date someone I know I can marry. So it's like even though this person looks like Brad Pitt and he looks nice to me, I'm not going to even go there because I know I'm not going to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you think they see it as okay, cool? I could potentially marry a black woman.
I think so. Like I'm not saying everybody is like a fetish situation. Yeah. I'm saying my experiences, I haven't felt like it's genuine interest. There have been genuine interests as well, and I'm just like, oh, honey, no, thank you. But do you get what I mean? So I think absolutely, because that's with every human. I feel like stuff like that, that's more to do with the person. It's more about the person than, I guess, where they're from. But 100%. And I think they will also know what kind of family they come from. That's my thing as well. I don't like stress. Family is racist now. Hey, I don't have that in me. I'm not about to start telling your family why. Like, if I was to ever be someone outside of my race, it has to be someone that understands black culture. Like, I'm not explaining to you why my hair is where my hair is, why when I blow dry it's longer. I'm not explaining any of that to you. There's not going to be a black issue on the news, and now we're having a family meeting and I'm the spokesperson to explain this situation to you. Like, it would have to be, for lack of a better word, someone who's woke. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not coming here to fight for justice, no peace conversations and lectures. No, I want easy dating. Do you know what I mean? We're not about to add this into my things I have to do in this relationship. I'm not going to be your educator. So if I was ever to be with somebody who's not black, I'm not your educator. You already educate yourself. But also all of that stuff as well, I don't know, it just makes me uncomfortable because it just feels not genuine. I don't know what it is. It just feels like if something happens, oh, I don't know, man. I can't even go down this route today. But I don't know. It just feels very. It feels pretentious. Even if it is genuine concern about, oh, like, how are you feeling? Because I know like Black Lives Matter on the TV now and stuff like that. Like, why is this a thing? Yeah. Well, why is my race my race is gonna be a thing in this relationship forever? If we have kids, it's gonna be a thing, and I just don't want it to be a thing. I feel like my race has always been a thing since I've moved to this country. I just don't want it to be a thing even in my safest place, in my home. Yeah, man. I don't know.
But if they never said anything, would you feel like they don't care then? You
have to say something though. That's the thing.
Okay. You 100% have to say something. I feel like it's a lose-lose.
No, but that's why I'm saying that's why I wouldn't go there. Yeah. Because I don't want my race to always be a thing. But at the same time, you can't tell me you don't see colour. When people say that, I think that's one of the most ignorant things
silly.
People say, and I don't understand how that keeps catching on. Saying you don't see colour is basically saying that you don't see people's struggles, and that's just disrespectful as it is. Do you get what I mean? So it would definitely have to be a thing. You definitely have to talk to me about stuff, but how I feel in general, like I no longer want to talk to people about talk to non-black people about race. I don't want to do it. So for me, and the way I see my home and my family and people that I love and I'm around, they're my safe space. Like they're the places where I go. I don't have to present as anything. I'm literally just zen. Yeah. It's peaceful. It's quiet. So if my white husband's at home, now after a whole day, I've recorded TDA, I've done whatever I've done, and I have to come home and now be telling you, I just don't want it to be a thing. Whereby if I'm with a black man, he already knows the conversations we're having are different. Do you get what I mean? Like I don't want to have to, you know how you got like mansplaining? I don't want to have to black-splain things. I don't want to have to do all of that stuff. It just seems very stressful to me.
So go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you feel like that's the same thing with culture then? Because some people give that same reasoning for why they don't marry into different cultures. So for example, you're African,
that was one of my reasons.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So 100%. It's like, you know, yes, we're all black, we're all Caribbean, I'm African. We're not exactly the same. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That was one of my reasons why I just said I'm just going to stick Yoruba and call it a day. It's the easiest thing for me. Because I've always said, like, I have no shame in saying that I'm not that person. I don't believe my role as a black person is to be the one who goes around educating people up and down, up and down. I can have conversations with friends. I can have conversations with strangers I meet randomly. But in terms of being that person where day in, day out, you are just there to be educating people about race, about black struggles and stuff like that, I don't want to do all of that. That is not that's me personally. That is not my calling. That's not my purpose. That's not what God has assigned me to do in this life. Do you get what I mean? So sometimes that is why I think, do you know what, it's easier to just go where it is that I know. I don't have to do all of that. I don't have to do all of that teaching and whatnot and learning. And if I'm in a different place where I'm now in a space where I don't mind doing that, that's fine. But right now there's a lot on my plate to be doing lessons.
Do you think white people also have that, anxiety about getting with a black person as well, because everything you're saying in their mind, if they're just like, oh my gosh, like they see me as, you know, the superior race and stuff, trying to get with a black woman and being with a black woman, that must equally be as mad for them as well. So I see exactly I see exactly what you're saying, and 100% I do think it also does relate to culture. And that's why a lot of people think it's just easier. Because even being Igbo and Oli being Yoruba, there are quite, you know...
differences.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny though? Because what you just said, that's part of what makes me tired thinking about it. So it's not just about me having to explain. It's me considering how this conversation is making you feel as well. Mm-hmm. It's me considering like, I wouldn't want my partner to approach me and feel like, oh, they can't really approach me on a topic or
you
a matter
can't say
because
exactly
I'm
how it is and how it, because you're considering how they're going to feel.
So when I say that all of that makes me tired, I don't want to have to do all of that. Yeah. I'm not just thinking about myself. I'm thinking about that other person because I care about you. I love you. So I'm going to care about the impact it's going to have on you. I'm going to care about how you will feel uncomfortable when we're out. I'm going to care about all that stuff. And all that stuff just feels so, it's like a load. And I don't want to carry that. I just don't. I just rather not.
Hear it.
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
It's true.
So, yeah, man.
Before we wrap up, one of the main things that I guess helped during the Haitian Revolution was good leadership, right? Obviously, I believe you rightly said yesterday about everyone can be their own leader, right? But what are certain traits that you think every leader should have? So let's just say top 3 traits.
Integrity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to stand for something. Or you fall for anything, boy. Integrity, resilience. What's the synonym for resilience? And the Bible talks perseverance. But maybe more resilience as a leader, actually. Integrity and discipline. Because under discipline comes good time management, under discipline comes a lot of good qualities. So I would say integrity, resilience, discipline.
Yeah, I'd say integrity, commitment, and discipline. Yeah.
What about you, Brent? What do you think?
I'm just typing in top 3 leadership qualities so I can help.
What would yours be, man? What Brent types his?
Someone who's not, I guess, necessarily wanting the spotlight like that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Would go wrong?
And someone who's selfless.
Ooh.
I think they have to really see themselves as amongst the people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can really shorthand your people, man. Like you can really just give them the short end of the stick. You know, like you can settle for things that really don't benefit the entirety of your people. Granted, sometimes you have to compromise here and there, whatever. But if in mind you've always got them at the center of it, I think that makes you definitely a great leader. So again, that brings me back to someone like Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Right? He was one of those who cared about his people. After they got, they abolished slavery and they got independence, he wanted to give all the land back to the people. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he wanted to be an emperor and rule over because he saw his direction as the right way to go. But he still believed that everybody should be a joint owner of what we have because all of us contributed here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's also an African mentality. Well, back in the day, pure African mentality. Yeah. Where it's like all of us belong. Like, I feel like Africans, in some sense, because I'm not somebody who subscribes to socialism. I don't like it, right? But when I should caveat that by saying I don't like socialism through a European lens. I think Africans practice socialism naturally. We care because we have that village mentality, that community. It's so natural to us. You know what I'm saying? So I think when leaders are able to think that way, you're able to do the best things for everybody because you're not just thinking about your group, your elites, your cabinet, or you know what I'm saying, your friends who helped you get into power. You're thinking about the people that matter. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely selflessness. What's the first thing I said? Someone who's not about, I guess...
spotlight.
Yeah, spotlight, yeah.
Discipline and, I guess, strength. Yeah. Strength in that you don't really see any hurdle or obstacle that you can't get round over. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how difficult the situation is, you're willing to give your life for it.
Yeah.
Like every person that I look up to, like I think they kind of had those traits. You know what I'm saying?
The first one, remind me what you said about the spotlighting, because every single one you look up to tends to be, let me get the mic.
No, I think that's because they've got something to say and they know how to articulate the pain and the struggle of the people. I don't think they necessarily were just fighting to get a mic. So, for example, if you look at...
No, tell me what the spotlighting meant, because I don't want to say that they're mic hungry.
Okay.
But they are saying, give me the mantle, give me the podium, because I need to basically, motivate people.
But it's like they say, a good leader is one who doesn't want to necessarily be a leader.
My friend,
You know what I'm saying?
tell me again what you said the first time, because you may have said exactly what it is.
Yeah, somebody who doesn't just want to be in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? So you're not trying to climb the ranks just to be the leader, just to be the face of the movement.
Okay.
You're doing it because the need is there, and typically a lot of the time because people pushed you to go there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They saw it as, your traits, all these good things are as what we need in that particular position.
Yeah.
And then one day you accept it, and then you go and stand in that position.
Okay, accidental leadership.
It's not accidental. It's purpose-driven. You know what I'm saying?
Purpose-driven.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, cool.
100%.
I think I understand what you're saying in the spotlight, not like, thirsting for, the spotlight.
Look at someone like Malcolm. Look at someone like Martin Luther King. They obviously were always speaking and articulating for the people.
Yeah.
But I don't think those people wanted to just be in the spotlight and get all the praise and be a self-aggrandizement.
Maybe you don't want someone that's chasing after fame.
No, it wasn't about that. It was, they were willing to die for the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Willing to die for people is it's a big thing.
But as a leader,
Jesus flex.
It is.
But
I got it in me.
but you know what? And this may sound almost like a bit crazy, but this is why certain people were deified, because they were willing to give their lives and not see it tomorrow because they cared enough about everybody else. And so when they die, it's important that we deify them and revere them as these special people who
That's a big thing.
Here.
That's so selfless.
It is 100%.
That's very selfless.
People like that should never be forgotten. So, yeah.
Maybe in those times I wouldn't have minded. But now, TikTok, I'm out here talking about, I'm willing to die for people. Go online and see someone chatting shit about me.
Imagine you married the husband that was willing to die for the people. I'd be vexed. I can't lie to you.
I think about that when I think about my man trying to join the army. You're right.
I think a lot of women, they're not even dying for the people. I remember listening to something by, the Honourable Minister Liz Farrakhan, and he was talking about how, you have to be very careful about, obviously, the people that you choose as a wife or a husband, because they have to do a lot.
It is a lot,
They have to carry a lot.
100%.
He was talking about the struggles over the years, not being able to necessarily provide in the best way because of how much time and dedication he gave to the nation.
To other people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
People that are cussing you online because your shirt don't even look nice.
Yeah,
you imagine?
Buying secondhand clothes for the family. You know what I'm saying? Getting secondhand beds for the family because it, you know what I'm saying? Like not going out to work in a job or do his music career or whatever, but rather because of the nation, because of the people needing to hear the message.
He was an artist.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Every man want to be some kind of artist.
And he was a big artist as well.
Isn't it?
At the time, yeah. This is like in the 50s. He was on the verge of getting a record deal and doing his thing, yeah. And the Honourable Elijah Muhammad said, put it aside.
It is a big thing,
yes.
Like it is a big thing. And that's why I like the men who they highlight how the sacrifices of their women. So I like Obama. And when he talks about Michelle, the way he talks about it is she's got her degree as well, that she's very educated and whatever, but she had to pause on her dreams so that I can make mine happen and do this. It is a lot, man.
Could you all be those types of women?
I could. For the right man, I could. There's nothing I wouldn't do for the right man and for a man that's respectful and deserving of that love and support. I've supported less.
I feel like I'm on a very, very, very 1% level kind of doing it.
Yeah.
Because my husband goes and protects other people.
That's true.
Who protected me, the kids?
That's true. You already you are doing that already.
Yeah. So I have to hold it down for my fault.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, see, my thing though, if this is what you want to do, we're not bringing kids into the
Equation.
No, because that just sounds like you're just throwing obstacles my way now. Hello, let's be guided. One thing at a time. We've got to be intentional about certain things. Man, pick up all the women, man.
Mm-hmm.
Women holding it down. That's serious.
And how about when it's flipped around? And the leader chosen is actually a woman. And then the man now has to play sidekick. Oh, sorry, foundation.
The dynamics in
Comfort
that
that.
house must be a bit mad. I can't lie to
But
you.
it's
Explain
workable.
this to me. What are you talking about?
You can do it.
No, but it changes because you just look at certain female prime ministers. Like they're at home, the man is still the man in the house. But
How do you know that?
How do you know that? They talk about it. Like
They talk about it,
yeah, look at,
okay, but we don't know what's actually happening though. She might,
but we don't
and a
know
lot
in
of wives
anyone's
say
family.
stuff in public that ain't really happening at home.
I mean, politicians wouldn't really go back because they'd be lying. It's optics. They have to do it because they want to trying to get certain kind of votes.
I don't know
They're trying to
whether
get certain kind of votes.
I don't know.
I think it's doable though, depending on who it is that you're with.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's 100% doable, and I think it's definitely doable.
I could be a supportive husband. Sorry, that sounded like that shouldn't be the standard.
Like, I could be if I try.
I'm talking about in the
You said it.
scenario of there being a
Not me.
powerful leader. You
Yeah,
understand? And I have to basically...
I think a good husband can. Like I've seen real life examples of that, of the man holding it down while the woman was doing what she needed to do, and it's a healthy marriage. Like it's just like it's not because you know what it is like no role in the family is useless or means nothing. Do you get what I mean?
100%,
So really and
100%.
truly, the foundation of a relationship should always be respect, love, anything. So it's not a thing where like I'm gonna respect you any less. As if it was the man that was out there and I'm the one in the home, he should respect me anyway. And in the same is the opposite way. If he's the one at home and I'm the one out there, there should be respect anyway. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It is really about the individuals and about
100%.
what you're trying to get to.
The head of
and
the
that.
home is a God-given role. It's not based on what you provide
Yeah.
or like financially. So it's just what you are. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
It's
they
doable.
should still be head of the home.
I
Innit?
can function in that situation.
Yeah.
A man's holding it down and I'm out and about. Changing the world.
Ski!
All right.
I think we've touched on everything.
Yeah,
man.
lovely. That was a good wholesome topic as well.
Apparently the chat's in flames.
Listen, yeah, their knickers have been a bunch that said about white Jesus, and I don't really care. So have the
Well,
day
they're
you
not
deserve.
laughing in the chat.
No, they're having their own...
Oh, okay,
yeah.
they're in debate.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. All right, let's get into our next headlines. Oh, they're fine over.
Yeah.
What?
So our next headline. The first Arab Muslim woman elected to Manchester City Council is one of a number of Labour councillors to resign from the party in protest at Keir Starmer's pro-Israeli stance.
Interesting.
Amna Abdulatif, who was a councillor in Ardwick since 2019, said that she's been left with no choice other than to resign the Labour whip and resign from the Labour Party due to Keir Starmer and a number of his senior frontbench making horrifying comments about Israel having the right to withhold fuel, water, food and electricity from the 2.2 million Palestinians trapped in Gaza, effectively endorsing a war crime. These are her words. Starmer made the remarks in an interview with LBC last week saying that Israel has the right, I think we played that same clip, innit, to withhold water and power from Palestinian civilians. He also added, obviously, everything should be done within international law. I don't know how you could do the two. Well, Abdul Latif said that she had been a Labour member for 10 years, but would henceforth sit as an independent. She said collective punishment is illegal under international law. It is inhumane and unconscionable. She wrote that on Twitter. She also went on to say that I cannot fathom how the leadership of the party I represent has not called for a de-escalation to violence and a ceasefire. This is deeply irresponsible and dangerous. 2 Labour councillors in Oxford, Shaista Aziz and Dr. Ammar Latif, quit the party last week for similar reasons. Next headline brings us to the Tories, man, where Parliament's behaviour watchdog has recommended Conservative MP Peter Bone be suspended for 6 weeks for bullying and sexual misconduct. It follows a complaint made to the body by a former member of staff over alleged behaviour which took place over 10 years ago. The suspension will have to be voted on by the House of Commons to be approved. it will trigger a recall petition that could potentially lead to a by-election in Mr. Bones' Wellingborough seat. In an exclusive statement to the BBC, the former staff member said that he felt a sense of relief and vindication at the watchdog's findings, adding that his experience continues to affect my life to this day. Mr. Bone, of course, denied the allegations, calling them without foundation. Parliament's IEP, which the independent expert panel found Mr. Bone broke Parliament's sexual misconduct rules by indecently exposing himself to the staffer during the overseas trip. It also upheld 5 allegations of bullying, including instructing or physically forcing the complainant to put his hands in his lap when Mr. Bone was unhappy with him or his work. Can you imagine?
Wow.
It also found that he verbally belittled, ridiculed, abused, and humiliated him, and repeatedly physically struck and threw things at him, including hitting him with his hand or an object such as a pencil or a rolled-up document. It also upheld the allegation that Mr. Bone repeatedly pressurized the staffer to give him a massage in the office. It found this was bullying, but not sexual misconduct.
That's both.
Crazy. And the next headline, lawyers for Mr. Sir Patrick Vallance have told the COVID inquiry that full pages from his diaries should not be shown on screen during a public hearing. The government's former chief scientific advisor kept evening notes in the pandemic as part of a brain dump, right, to protect his mental health. His lawyers are arguing only text referred to in the hearings should be released. 8 media organisations, including the BBC, want the entries shown in context as part of a full diary page. Their joint submission, which is backed by groups representing bereaved families, must now be considered by the inquiry's chairwoman, Baroness Hallett. Sir Patrick's informal diaries or evening notes have already been referenced a number of times in the second phase of the inquiry, which focuses on political decision-making from January 2020 until February of 2022. In one entry, he wrote of chaos as usual. So these are his words, chaos as usual, in Downing Street after meeting on social distancing. In another, he described then Prime Minister Boris Johnson as all over the place and so completely inconsistent. Matthew Hill, who is representing the Government Office for Science, described the notes as a brain dump, which was written at the end of a stressful day to protect Sir Patrick's mental health. And that's it for the headlines. Time to pay the bills.
Thank you very much. Let's get into Word on Road. All right, so congratulations are in order for Drake, man.
Yeah, congrats.
Congratulations to him. So he's tied now with Michael Jackson for the most #1 singles by solo male artists for the Billboard Hot 100.
Do you know
record.
how mad that is?
That's lit.
Michael Jackson.
It's so funny because basically weeks ago, there was reported that he's on his way there, and people were like, "Hey guys, you know what to do? Start streaming Michael Jackson."
That is hilarious.
Well, basically, and I love that my goat is involved in this somehow. But basically, his song with J. Cole, First Person Shooter, is what's officially got him tied with Michael Jackson. So big up J. Cole too. I heard his verse is sick on that.
Him, man. That is
yeah, man.
big.
So that's really sick. Like
that is big.
That is big. So congratulations to Drake on that. Also, it's basically right. Ages ago, rumors started that Halle Bailey, Little Mermaid, was pregnant.
Yeah.
Honestly, people have just been like, "Oh, mind your business, stop win watching," which I am absolutely for. I don't feel like people announce the pregnancies when they want to, given different circumstances and stuff like that, miscarriages, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think it's nice for people to force people into kind of announcing it. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But basically, honey, she was out yesterday with DDG. That guy, I would remind you who he is. He's a rapper. He's a gamer. He's also the one that rapped about how at one point he was jealous of how much fame and recognition she was getting. And he considered, wait for it. He considered spilling some tea or something that was going to essentially ruin her career.
Hold on, he openly admitted that?
On
or
a
it
song,
was...
yes.
What?
On his latest project, yes.
Are you joking?
And that's her boyfriend. Well, the pictures,
Oh,
they were out
God,
yesterday anyway.
Halle,
Because basically they've broken up, like, he's done some things online as well.
Yeah, because I know there was a time where Chloe was gunning for him or something like that, innit?
Because he was doing too much online. And so it appeared the kind of like, he did a Darius. He did what Kiki's man did, basically. Embarrassed himself online. People were coming for him. And I think he was shading Halle as well. And then people thought they broke up, but then people have seen them back together again. He doesn't have a great reputation, basically.
Yeah.
And so when people are talking about the whole pregnancy rumor, people are like, "Oh, not him," because he's a loser kind of thing. Well,
It is
Brent,
him.
please put up the pictures that we saw yesterday.
What a shame.
Yeah, man. It appears that she might be pregnant.
She might be pregnant.
She might be pregnant. She might be pregnant. But you know what it is, like? So basically, I realized, because I felt the way I felt in it. I'm going to be honest and open. I just felt like, not him. That's what I felt like.
Yeah.
Not necessarily her being pregnant or whatever, because you don't know people's situations. I always say kids are a blessing to whoever it is that wants the kids. Enjoy your blessing kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just because he's moved like that. It's just like, you are just publicly what we've seen of you. Obviously, who knows what he's like behind closed doors. But for me, I believe as a man, if you're out here publicly cussing your girl, I don't know how you could be the world's greatest boyfriend behind closed doors, personally. But obviously, it's had a lot of backlash. I would say backlash in a way. People are like, oh, he's such a bum and he's such this and that. And I don't think it's nice because she's pregnant, and it's not nice for her to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like society, like social media, like it's like there's no social media etiquette for pregnant women.
No, there isn't. There's
And
no
I think that's
etiquette for
wild.
anything.
It's because I'm seeing people in comments actually tagging her, like actually atting her to come whilst they're in the comments cussing and saying she's made a bad decision. And it's like, if you really look at it, yeah, you're projecting. You're projecting. Some of your situations anyway, there's comma there. But you're projecting. Like, I don't think it's nice to be cussing somebody for their pregnancy. It's like, I'm already here. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And you don't even know me, you don't know my life, you don't know anything about my situation.
Yeah.
For you to then be in my comments telling me that I made a bad decision and this was less than smart of me and this is the height of my career.
Let's see your baby daddy.
She's okay, please ask me again. Like, she's already done Little Mermaid. She and Chloe already hit records with their album, and as a duo, they were on Grownish, killing it. She had to leave Grownish because she was recording Little Mermaid and whatnot. She's got The Colour Purple coming out later this year as well.
She's doing really well.
She's doing really well. For
I
people
think
to be in
that's
the
why
comments.
people are just like, oh, Halle, you're doing so well.
But they did the same thing to
this
Cardi.
guy?
Look at Cardi today. Do you remember when Cardi released her album, she's pregnant at the same time? And then when the videos came out of when she was in the studio and whatever, she was pregnant, and she was saying how people were going in on her, saying, oh yeah, this is it. You've ruined it. All these years on people were actually saying this to her. And she addressed it. And I'm just like, do you know how mad it is to be telling somebody that they've ruined their life because of pregnancy? And already it's sad because that is already a real thing for women in all the industries women work in, where you feel like if you get pregnant,
that your career's over.
you've stunted your career. Do you get what I mean? But then what do you want people to do? Well, they're already here.
Yeah, baby's here, so.
Big up Halle anyway. She hasn't officially confirmed it, but obviously the pictures are saying what the pictures are saying in it. But I'll congratulate her when she officially confirms. I'll let you guys know what the caption is saying when that happens. But yeah, man, big up Halle.
Yeah,
either
big
way.
up Halle.
And so obviously I talked about Jada Pinkett Smith last week and her book Worthy that will be out at some point. And obviously she's been in the news a lot. To the point where, like, when you see Jada now, it's like, oh my gosh, what have we got to say now? So yesterday, so on Friday, the trailer to Diary of a CEO with her trailer came out, and I was like, I'm gonna make a note to watch this.
Yeah.
Then I saw in your story yesterday
Yeah.
that you were like, I want to watch this. I said, okay, you're coming in today. Let's watch it. Let's talk about it. Maxie, what's your thoughts? 'Cause I feel like mine are gonna be unpopular.
I'll be very honest with you. As I get older, I'm trying not to make assumptions and conclusions based on what we're fed on the internet.
Yeah.
So I did jump on the bandwagon of Jada is this, Jada's that.
Yes.
She's ruined Will. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to watch this interview and try and not be biased when I'm watching it, and just try and understand what she's saying and all of that stuff. And it actually made me like her a bit more.
Okay, so my opinion. So my opinion's not unpopular then, because that's where I'm going with it too.
Yeah. I just feel like, like she's made bad decisions. We've all made bad decisions. But there are some, and I think she said something like, when they were talking about the Red Table Talk, and Stephen was like, oh, do you regret putting that out and stuff? She's like, no, because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have realised how mad of a situation that was, and then I wouldn't have been able to seek healing for particular things I was going through. And I'm just like, do you know what?
I hear it.
I hear it.
Yeah, do you know what?
Like,
Yeah.
I hear it.
Yeah. I feel the exact same because when I watched it as well, 'cause you said to me you're gonna watch it with open mind. I was like, yeah, me too. I'm gonna do that. And when I started watching it, honestly, from the beginning, my heart was soft for her. From the beginning, from learning that she was raised by her parents are drug addicts. They had her when she was 7. Her mum was 17 at the time she had her. They were drug addicts. She didn't really get love from her family. From the first where they're meant to love and pour into you and let you know what your value and worth is in life. Her dad literally at the age of 7 took her on a walk and told her that he doesn't want to be her dad.
Yeah.
He can't be her dad because he's a drug addict.
Criminal
and essentially, he's like, I'm a criminal, I'm a drug addict, and I can't be your dad.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're telling a 7-year-old child that you cannot be their father? Do you get me? So talking about that, even the whole Tupac stuff, I'm like, oh, I don't want to. I was going to skip that part. I'm going to understand. I said, no, let me listen to it. I understand why she feels the way she was feeling. 100%. So when he died, they were actually... Thank you. When he died, they were beefing.
Yeah.
And listening to that, I was like, yeah, I can see why you have no closure. And it's so clear you have no closure. Because it feels as though like she's trying to keep his name alive in any way she can.
Yeah.
And whatever image people have of her, she's single-handedly trying to polish, like clean that up.
Yeah. And
it's like she's trying to make up for the fact that she was being stubborn at the time they weren't talking.
Yeah.
And he died on her, essentially. Because basically when he got shot and whatnot, he was in a coma. His mum called Jada and she was on set, she was recording something at the time, a film or whatever. And his mum said, oh, he's gonna be fine. So don't rush back.
Yeah.
Finish your filming and then come. And literally on her way to him is when he died.
Yeah. And do you know what? I think even listening to her talk about Tupac, it gave me more clarity and insight on the type of relationship they had.
Yes,
it was actually a brother and sister relationship.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah, she did say, you know, they kissed a couple of times, and in this, they were just like, "It's not. We're not. There's no romance here."
Yeah,
but they were like siblings.
They were siblings.
And where, as I said, and where she didn't get that type of love.
She was the only child.
She didn't get that type of love when she was younger. So
yeah, I understand.
That love where it was just authentic and you could be yourself and there was... do you know how nice it is to know that there's no romance? Like, I can actually just be myself.
Yeah. And he was present for her.
Yeah.
So, can your brother be your soulmate?
Yeah, I believe you can have more than one soulmate.
No, but I said that it was like sibling. They weren't siblings.
But she said that Tupac
was a soulmate. I believe that.
Okay, but I can believe that because they weren't actually siblings.
I can believe that.
Because soulmates can be friends.
Romantic. Yeah, it's not just romantic.
It's not just romantic.
Serious?
100%. Soulmates is not just romantic.
Nasty ass over there.
This is interesting. I've never heard it used in any other context.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've heard like friendships.
I've heard friendships. I've heard friendships be like, yeah, that's my soulmate.
Because it's about like it's deeper than romance. It's deeper than sex. 100%. It's deeper than physical stuff. It's literally about your soul connecting and who you can be with this person.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's intimate on an emotional level, but not on a romance or sexual level.
She said the way emotionally.
She said intellectually and emotionally they were intimate. Very
Yeah. I felt for her, man. I felt for her. And also, right, so obviously I know that she talks the most in it because she had Red Table Talk, she did all that stuff. I did find that interesting when she said about the whole Red Table Talk thing and how she didn't regret it, but it made her realize how her actions affected not just beyond her.
Yeah.
Because she was in a place where she's just trying to heal, trying to sort herself out, where she realized that actually the things that I'm doing have an effect on everybody else. My mum, my children, Will.
And if you've ever been in a place of healing, it is a very selfish place.
It's a very selfish place.
It's a very selfish place.
It's a very selfish 100%. Place. It's a very selfish. And I think that's one of the... And when you're there, you kind of have to be there because you spend a lot of your years worrying about other people. And this is literally the area that you're in. So... when she said that, I get that. And she also talked about, so can I just say, with the Chris Rock thing, the Chris Rock slap, basically, they were already separated. She said how, when Will called her wife, if I keep my wife's name out of your mouth, she said that took her back because she's just thinking, first of all, you ain't calling your wife. We haven't referred to each other like that in years. They've been separated for years. And basically, online, I've been seeing a lot of people saying how they don't understand why people are acting shocked about the things Jada is saying about the separation, blah, blah, because Will Smith had it in his book and all. But I guess with him, his book, the stuff that was coming out of his book was how he was having his addictions and how he was having sex so many times he was throwing up the whole night. It was information like that. But apparently he did talk about these things in his book, and I talked about how as well he wasn't a great husband to her. He was cheating on her. He was with other women. He was doing all these. He wasn't a great husband to her, kind of thing. And she talks about in her book. She talks about how, well, in the interview, talks about how she spent a lot of time, a lot of years. Like, Will was a very ambitious person. He wanted to conquer the world, do this, blah blah. And so she spent a lot of time helping him achieve his dreams and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so what that meant was that it was less of her. So she said the love
She
languages
became a bit resentful,
the love languages don't really. So her love language is someone being present for her, is spending time with some. It's all the things that she lacked as a kid, right? But with his is more. I want to conquer the world. I want to achieve these dreams, and I will buy you stuff. And like my way of showing you that I love you is buying you stuff.
Yeah.
I'm providing for you. You never need anything in this world. But she was like, yeah, but what I need is for you to be here, kind of thing. So she said how with her love language there was a conflict there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think just listen to that. Personally, I think that there needs to be, I don't know who her manager is and whatnot, but they need to be doing more. I guess she wouldn't want to do it, but the way people think that Will was a victim, I actually see her as the victim. Because I feel like with Will, her lesson herself to, her reducing herself to help him.
The man never started laughing.
They might want to pick up a few notes from this book. But her putting part of herself away and whatever, just to help him achieve his thing. She was trying to earn his attention, trying to earn his love by, okay, if I help him achieve everything he wants to achieve, he'll finally be able to cater to my needs the way I want to, kind of thing. And she said how when she expressed to him like that she was unhappy and whatnot, he was just like, okay, go and be happy then. Like, go and do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
And really and truly, it's like, okay, I hear you, but really, I've spent so many years dedicated to helping you make you happy.
Yeah.
But really though, discovering your happiness and what it is that brings you joy and your purpose and stuff is actually it's a solo thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so interesting how as well, she talked about how, sorry, trigger warning on this, talked about how she was deeply unhappy and deeply suicidal, that she would be going around checking for cliffs that she could drive off of that would make it look like an accident, because she said she didn't want her kids to know that she wanted to commit suicide. So she would go around and be like, that cliff is in, like, but she was like, she was in such a state of darkness that she couldn't, it was difficult to pull herself out of it. She was saying how the day of the interview, she spoke to her mum that morning, because her mum just finished that book that morning, and her mum was like, I knew you were unhappy, but I didn't realise. Like, she said to her, like, why didn't you add in the book how you wake up every day crying, kind of thing? Like, she said how she didn't realize how deeply unhappy she was and what she was dealing with. But she was like, it's that whole thing about when you're rich and your life appears, and the way Hollywood is,
like
where you have
don't need
it's
anything.
all perfect.
Yeah.
People look at you like, oh, what are you unhappy about? And she said that's what, not that people weren't there for her, but they couldn't understand why she was unhappy, because it's a thing of what you're unhappy about. And when I think about it now, I thought that's one of the reasons why she would have connected with August the way she did. Because he came into his fame, was doing well and whatever. His brother got killed. He had to take over his two, his nephew and niece, I think it is. And then what happened after that? And then he had this health complication. So it's like, to the world, you have fame, you have you have notoriety, you're rich, you're this, you're that, whatever. But inside you're dying. Like, I'm actually going to read the book.
Yeah. I think
I actually have time to read the book.
when she was talking in regards to Will, fulfilling everything that, achieving, that really resonated with me, because I do feel like in marriages that there is always an imbalance.
Yeah.
But I think that's just the way it goes sometimes. Like, for example, like my husband, he's doing what he loves. He gets to travel, he gets to do this.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm a bit resentful, but that's not his fault.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's actually not his fault. And, you just have to realize sometimes that one of you will have to make a sacrifice, especially if you've got children. Maybe if you don't, then it's a bit different.
Easier.
But where we have children, I was even talking to my friend about it in the gym yesterday, because she was like, oh, why don't you do more tours and like BBs and stuff? I was like, I would love to, but we have children. I was like, both of us can't be on the road. Yeah. Like it's unfair to the children. They didn't ask to be here. So if I get to do it in and out, that's good enough for me.
But don't you think though, because for me, I feel like in a marriage, it's about supporting each other.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like the imbalance of one person getting to live, say both of you have dreams. Personally, I think it's unfair that only one person gets to live out their dream. Just because I feel like that the unhappiness, the resentment, and the purpose behind a dream is so deep to who you are that I think is deep. That I think it's sad that you may never get to live that out. I feel like the issue is though, because this is why who was it? It was a basketball. I can't remember what basketball player it was. Where basically this is one of the biggest NFL players. I reported it on Word on Road. Where basically he was like, I want to do this, and she was like, okay, do you know what? I have dreams too, but I'm gonna let you go and be the best footballer ever. He achieved it. Then what did he do? Now it was time for her to do. It was her turn now for him to step back and let her have her time. And he was like, "Oh no, I don't want to do that."
That's Basketball Wives LA. I know you're talking.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
No, that's happened there as well.
Oh, okay,
but
cool.
no, it's,
Okay,
it was someone. It's not Tom Brady, is it? It's one of the big NFL. Like he's a proper white big guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she left him. Because she was like, it's unfair because we made an agreement that you're gonna get to this point. You're gonna get all the rings that you can get. You've gotten it now. You retired. He's the guy who's retired like twice now because he basically officially announced his retirement. Then when he was like actually I want to go back, and she was like, no, that's not fair because I should get a chance. So my thing is I understand that, but I think that because of how it is that I see dreams and I know the dreams I have and stuff like that, and I know that I can't imagine not being able to live it out because I'm supporting my partner forever. I feel like the issue is that the people who are being supported to achieve their dreams, they're selfish with it. And they never ever, they don't stop to consider what that person's actually giving up for them. Because yes, you want to be the best actor and whatever it is, but now you want to conquer the world. How long do I have to sit here while you go forth and conquer the world? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like it can be unfair. Yeah. Because for me, I feel like a supportive partner is, this is the amount of time. Give me this. I'm gonna achieve blah blah. Then I'm gonna step back and let you now go forth and do that.
Yeah.
To live with dreams that you cannot achieve, I couldn't imagine anything worse.
Yeah.
Because you know how purposeless you will feel. And yes, people talk about kids are blessed and blah blah. I understand that, but I can't imagine not being able to fulfill my purpose because I'm sacrificed for someone else who can't just take a moment to be like, do you know what, actually, you've supported me this far. Let me be content with what I've got so far. Now you go forth and now you do what you want to do. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
That's deep.
Did she cover the entanglement saga?
No.
It was brought up, but it wasn't. It wasn't
like gone into.
Yeah, it wasn't actually. He didn't ask a question about entanglement. He asked about when Will came on and when they had the discussion. Why did she? He said something like, the way it was edited made it look like, you cheated on Will.
Yeah.
And because he said but she didn't.
And do you know what it is? Do you know what?
And then that's when he said, why didn't you take that bit out? And she's just like, I was just tired. Yeah. She's like, I wanted it to end.
Do you know what part?
Wait, sorry, Brent. Thing there though.
Sorry, Brent. Wait, this is gonna answer your question. This is what made me realize that all this stuff that everyone's sitting there thinking Jada's a villain, she's not. Basically, she said they've been separated for years, right? But Will, because he wanted to look perfect to the world, he never wanted to announce that they were separated. So essentially, the whole entanglement thing was her putting it out there
because of Will.
Yes, it was because
of the picture they created.
Because she was saying how, like, basically he wasn't in a place where he wasn't ready to still announce the fact that we were separated, we weren't together anymore. So I feel like that's why I feel like he kind of, it sounds like to me, because I'm not their therapist or anything like that, but it sounds like he took advantage of that. The fact that with Hollywood everything has to be prim, proper and perfect or whatever, and he was benefiting off the great PR of Will and Jada a couple, that her way of then announcing, like, you know, fuck it, I'm tired kind of thing. Because that was kind of the energy she gave.
Really and truly, at the red table, at the red table, he could have bailed her out.
This is not what I'm talking about.
What he said instead was, I'm going to get you back. And what did that do?
This is Jaden's friend, her son's friend that came in looking for a board, counsel, therapy. And she took advantage of that, no?
No, she 100% she took advantage of that. But in terms of what the world was painting her out to be, in terms of this entanglement, there was actually no entanglement.
Yeah, but
that's what we're saying. There was no entanglement because she was actually, her and Will were separated.
In my head, they were in open relationship from time.
Okay.
So I wasn't even thinking that there was cheating involved because Will would have known about this particular thing. Yeah. I'm more talking about he was vulnerable.
Yeah.
So in that,
he was vulnerable.
I'm not disputing that one.
Vulnerable.
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, but do you know what it is about her though? That's why it's good to have context to who she is. She herself is a broken person. And what it was, because she was saying how her mum, after the whole entanglement, red table talk, whatever, her mum was like, you need to get back in therapy because you are very extremely codependent. So her thing, I always knew that anyway with August Alsina, as a thing where it was trauma bonding. Do you get what I mean? Yes,
yeah,
because
she said she goes for guys that have been through stuff.
Yeah, so she said how basically her thing is like troubled men. Like she said when she met Will, she didn't really like him because she felt like he wasn't
he hadn't gone through nothing. Like he wasn't.
There was a word she used. He wasn't deep.
Yeah.
But she said at that time, deep for her
was troubled.
She didn't realize what deep for her meant. But he didn't seem troubled. He was a happy-go-lucky guy. And she's thinking, "Nah, you haven't been through stuff." And this someone as well. She survived. She had to kill her one time. She was a drug. She was dealing drugs at one point. Like she's done a lot of stuff. Do you get what I mean? So with that, yes, it is taking advantage. However, why I don't know. The taking advantage one is a bit tricky for me, is because she's not someone who. The power dynamic I thought was there, doesn't appear to be there. Watching an interview now.
I think that the power dynamic in that situation was there. She did take advantage. I'm not even going to excuse that one. Whether or not you went through whatever it is when you're younger, I can understand where you're coming from as a person, but you 100% she took advantage of August. I can't lie to you on that one. But as I said, the whole, the interview... Now, as I said, me as a person, I'm trying not to assume and make conclusions on people based on what I've... And even Tate, what's his name? Andrew Tate. I've watched some interviews and I'm just like...
that business.
No, I'm just like, he's not that bad. He's not. He's a cool person. He's actually got some charm. He's got something about him and he's actually teaching men how to be masculine again. However, I do disagree with some of the approaches, whatever. But as a whole...
He's in the cleanup now, though, to be honest.
He's on the cleanup.
He's on a cleanup now.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand? Any content he puts up now, remember, he's now a Muslim. He's now a practicing Muslim. So his message
would be different now.
Would be completely different.
Okay.
Completely different.
Yeah, I felt for Jada, man. I felt for her, man. But I felt for her. I feel like it was very... I feel like the book, from what I'm hearing and from what Stephen was saying, it highlights the importance of mental wellness, mental wellness, to be honest. Because with her as well, obviously the time that she was growing up and whatever, mental health conversations were not really a thing like that. And all I see is just someone that's wounded. And again, it goes back to the whole thing about sometimes your trauma doesn't start with you. It starts from before you're born into that trauma. And being born into a family with young parents that are drug abusers, and she's been through, I give people grace for that. Just because every people have wounds, man. Majority of human beings have wounds and not everyone knows how to deal with that. And so what I'm seeing is a woman in her 50s now trying to go back, heal her child wound from the beginning. And that is a lot of work. I'm doing that at the age of 28 and it's stressing me the hell out. I can't imagine being in your 50s, 2 children afterwards, a whole ass marriage, friend, and then after she lost Tupac as well, shortly after she lost her best friend as well, it's just a whole thing. I feel for her.
Yeah, I do encourage people to try and watch the interview and try and watch it without bias if possible.
Yeah.
It's interesting because the same way I can see Will Smith coming on and performing, right? And packaging any message he puts out.
Yeah.
The same way I see Jada doing it. So I would watch the interview, but I'm not sure if it is, I could put it past her to be sitting down there and seasoning up a few things, leaning heavily into a few traumatic things for people to think about her differently. No, but I've seen her on the Red Table Talk and I'm like, this is all pantomime.
Surely. No, but how do you think of her?
I want to watch the interview first. I want to see.
No, excuse me.
I said right now.
Excuse me. What are you talking about? I said, how do you think about it? You're telling me you want to watch the interview first? No. What right now, what's your image of Jada?
Yeah, what's your image of her?
Yeah, what's your image of her right now?
I think that she craves relevancy.
Okay.
Oh, relevancy.
Is that because she's a celebrity though? Because a lot of celebrities do that. That's their job.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities don't look to make an entire platform round table and then looks to whip any person who does something wrong on air. It may have
did
started
she
off
whip
with
on
good
air?
intentions. Anybody who needs a platform to be told that you've done something wrong to this, that, and next.
She doesn't whip them though. She has a conversation with them about it.
Let me remove the whip, because obviously the whip triggered you, right?
It didn't trigger me, first of all.
It could have started with
but
good intentions. Now it's gotten to a less.
how many episodes have you watched?
I've watched a few. Maybe.
So which
4?
one? Okay, which episodes do you think was her whip outside of the August one and the Will Smith one? Which episodes are her chastising somebody for their mistakes?
I watched the Snoop Dogg one.
Okay.
I watched the T.I. one.
Okay.
What else did I watch?
And in those ones, do you feel like she was chastising them for who they were?
Yeah, she was pulling them up. She was correcting them 100%, and they were responding in a manner with, "Yeah, I hear you, babes." Because they went there for that same reason. I need to get clean with the community again. So let me go and sit down with the queen of the community. That's how I saw it anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, Sam? But the Will Smith one, that was a train wreck, and that 100% was pantomime on both parts. On both parts.
Yeah.
They package that nicely for the world.
Yeah.
And if you're saying that for the longest while, they know that they've been separated and they went to do that,
I think that's
you've just continued to basically pull the wool over our eyes.
Who did I say this to? Was it you? No, it wasn't. It was Gina. And I was saying how I don't care for celebrity relationships or marriages or anything like I don't give two shits. But with them, I feel like they were intentionally deceptive.
Yes.
To the public.
And this is why
and they were leaning on all of it.
I want to watch this interview to see if it is get the same vibe.
Okay.
Because she's queen celebrity. Do you understand? They're king and queen celebrity.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I want to watch it first.
I don't think they were intentionally deceptive.
I feel like if I see
there are a lot
Smith
of married
interview,
couples that separate that you wouldn't know that they're separated.
Yeah. Intentionally deceptive.
No, but
120%.
No, because
I don't think so.
No, because everyone was doing the whole
I've been in that situation where I've been separated and no one knew.
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't because we were intentionally being deceptive. It's because we don't want our business out there. You don't need to know anything about what I'm going through.
They leaned.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see.
Because there was a period.
I don't
when
see it being intentional.
The podcast space was there talking about, oh my goodness, they're in an open relationship, and they came out with no, we're not.
No, yes,
no, we're not.
Yes, they did that.
Yeah, because they weren't in an open relationship.
Yeah, you see the technicalities?
But it is.
Okay, wait. Can I give an example?
Being separated and being in an open relationship.
Can I give an example? Two
very different things.
Let me give an example.
You got that wrong.
It's not deception.
Well, let me give an example. Yeah. So she said, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and he sat down and said, "Keep my wife's name," she's looking at him like, "Wife? We don't call each other that." Do you not think that's intentionally being deceptive?
No,
because he knows
100%.
everyone sees them as husband and wife. Mm-hmm. He could have said, "Keep Jada's name out of your mouth. Don't talk to her like that." But he chose to say something that even shocked her.
100%.
She's thinking, "You ain't never called me that in years. What do you mean, wife?"
I don't have a problem.
That's again for me. That's Will.
I don't have a problem.
That might have been something that came out just at the time.
No, but it hasn't come out in years. Where is it coming out from now?
Yeah, but it
because again, he's trying to package.
But it hasn't come out in years in their circle.
Nah,
but
man.
Because remember, no one knew they were separated. So when they step out, listen, let me tell you something. See what happens in your home, and this is what married people do it all the time. That's why I'm telling you, it's not intentional deception. Married people, when you're in your house, you're in your house. Whatever happens in your house, then you go outside, and whatever it is whatever it is. But it's not. I don't think it's intentional deception. They don't need to tell us anything.
Do you know what? And that's facts. They don't need to tell us anything.
They don't.
But also though, they also don't need to lean into what they believe the public's perception of him. Him saying, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth," knowing damn well that wife ain't your wife, and the said wife you're ever talking about is even shocked you just called her your wife. Bro, for me, I feel like, you see how Brent, you said that you feel like she packages stuff and blah, blah. For me, I see that as Will Smith, where it's like, I'm always going to be like, I'm the poster boy for this. I'm the poster boy for that. Da, da, da. And I honestly believe that's why he slapped Chris Rock. He's been wanting to slap Chris Rock for time. Apparently, they've been beefing since the 80s. He's been wanting to slap Chris Rock. So he used Jada's situation as a way to slap Chris Rock. Because if you watch that clip again, he laughed, then got up to slap him. But then to also say, "Keep my wife's name," blah, blah, blah. For me, I feel like out of both of them, Will has leaned more into that whole, everyone thinks I'm perfect, everyone thinks I'm that whole. That's why he's on the red carpets doing all of this and all of that theatrical stuff. Because again, you know what the public's perception is. You love when rappers are rapping, they're like, "Oh, I want that Will and Jada love." Yeah, and you were leaning into that. For me, it's like, I can understand the not being intentionally deceptive and whatnot. But from when you called somebody your wife, and even she had to be like, where did that come from? Because again, for you, all about is image. And when you think about even when she said about her doing the whole red table talk and saying about the entanglement thing, was because this man would not let us publicly tell people we're not together.
Yeah, but I think...
So that's why everyone thinks he's a cheater now.
But
because he wouldn't rise up to it.
I think leaning in and holding on are different. I think Will was trying to hold on to his marriage. And because
but he's been wanting to cheat. He's been cheating
exactly.
Since
but most of the time, the one that is the cheater, but men say, "Oh, I cheat, but I'm still very loved. I wouldn't want to lose my family. I wouldn't want to lose my wife." I think he was holding up. Jada was ready to leave.
Yeah,
I think he was
trying to reconcile it.
And the fact that she said, "Oh, you know, the divorce, like I've never. That's something I promised myself I wouldn't do." I think he held on to that. I think he took advantage of the fact that he knew she would never go through with the divorce. I think he was holding on more than leaning in. Yeah. I don't know. That's just
I think she was holding on too. Because it doesn't sound like she wanted to leave. I think she was getting best of both worlds. Because it wasn't only Will Smith that stood to benefit from them being a power couple.
No, definitely not.
You know what I'm saying?
It's good for both their images.
Huh?
It's good for both their images. Yeah, 100%.
And so
I don't know. 100%. I think from what we hear, Jada was ready to tell the world. She's been ready. But that's what she said that she wanted to tell the world. Yeah, and it was Will that was like, saying he's not ready. And that's why the entanglement thing, she didn't edit out. She said, all right. She will always be known as Jada Smith. Like, I don't think she will always benefit from Will's fame and achievements. Always, whether or not she's Jada Smith or Jada whatever. But even that though, I feel like it's even because she talked about how basically she auditioned to be Will's girlfriend in Fresh Prince, and they were like, she's too short. Cool, that happened. Then she's like, months later, he actually flew, she was filming something. He actually flew out to ask her in person that he wanted to be a long-term girlfriend on the show. And she's like, no, I don't want to do the show. I want to do, what's it called? I want to do film. Yeah. And she was like, how there was was it Dwayne Martin or something like that? Yeah. He was like to her, girl, like that's a solid check. And blah, blah. So I feel like when you think about even ambition-wise, she wasn't really hungry for it the way he's been hungry for it. Because she met him and he was like, I want to conquer the world. Sorry, caller, 1 second. And she also said about how, like, when she came to Hollywood, she was like, you people are just, this is all pretentious stuff. That she like,
bought
do you know what
house.
I've been through?
Yeah, she bought a farmhouse back in her hometown, Baltimore, where she was like, when I've got auditions, I'm going to travel in because this whole Hollywood stuff, I'm not for that. So I feel like with Will, he wanted to package everything prim and proper. And then she just said, leave the edits. When they called her and said, should we take it in touch? She said, no, leave it in. Let's talk about it. Morning, caller.
Morning, guys. Black Crow here. I start with where I agree with you guys on. I agree that Will has been like a kind of master spin doctor in the perception of the family, but I do think there's an element of, I don't know whether it's jealousy or resentment, where I agree with you. Jada may not have been able to achieve what she wanted to achieve, and she sees the world idolizing her husband, idolizing their relationship when she's unhappy. And
she said resentment. She actually said it's resentment. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she actually said she addressed that.
But then I go a step further. She's going now, okay, everyone loves you and thinks you're great. I don't. Let me let everyone know who you really are, and I'm going to be the architect of your demise. Because everything
that's how I see it. You think she's that conniving to be the architect of his demise?
Because she doesn't care about how the world sees him. She has emasculated him.
No, there's a difference. It's not that she doesn't care.
But think about the hate that she's
actively trying to destroy his image.
One time out publicly.
She's actively trying to destroy his image.
She's been called. Wait, sorry, Black Robbie. Think about it. Yeah, people have been calling Jada and saying she's a cheat. She's been cheating on this man, right?
Part
of that emasculation is to do with her cheating on him, right? He's never once stepped out to say this. But when they accuse him of open marriage, he was quick to be like, no, not open marriage. Sorry, if she's trying to take him down and trying to ruin the image, he's allowed her image to be ruined for years and done nothing to support her. Her husband don't do that.
No, wait, okay.
So Black Rob,
you have to substantiate that. How do you say he allowed her image to be ruined, please?
Because everyone's been calling her a cheater from the beginning of time.
Yeah, the entanglement.
And he's never done anything.
Beginning of time, or because of the entanglement. So this is what happened. From my understanding, they've had the understanding that you do your thing, I do my thing, because everyone there's there's rumors running around that he had a thing with Margot Robbie and some other celebrities, and she's been, and then, but I think what happened was that he was like, yo, do your thing, I'll do my thing. She got sloppy and did a thing with her son's friend, and then the son's friend exposed, and now he's just like, you idiot, like, we're supposed to do our thing, but why'd you choose this guy? You messed it up.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? So she was the architect of her demise, because the guy that she got with, he was choosing people that had something to lose as well. She basically chose the pool boy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with that.
So by doing that, she was the architect of her own demise, because she didn't choose wisely enough in who she wanted to gallivant with, and then that guy spoke. So Will had nothing to do with that. She was the architect of her own demise by choosing the wrong guy that splurted out everything. Now they have to go on the press run to kind of justify or save their image.
Will could have actually said,
that wasn't Will doing, that was her.
Guys,
because
we're actually separated.
He has leaned
She's
into
not
that whole
cheating.
victim thing.
He could have if he wanted to.
Nah, he has leaned into that whole
Come
I'm a
on,
victim
man.
thing.
If he wanted to, he could have done that.
Nah, man, he could have done that.
She was never going to say it because she's been committed to honouring what he's not ready to do.
Maxi,
So
do
she
you
was
know how
never
bad it
going to
is,
say
that
it. Why couldn't he say that at that point?
But Maxi, think about it. You know the red table talk as well. He knows damn well they're separated. Yeah. He knows all of that stuff. And he sat there and said, I'm going to get you back. I'm going to get you back as though she cheated on you in the first place.
Yeah.
He leaned into that, man. He leaned into that.
They're both actors at the end of the day. But do you know, but do you know also, it's like, I actually watched the interview. So I want to ask you guys, and I know, like, Esther, I'm not trying to interrogate you, because I know that last time I went and I did it in like a weird way. I'm not trying to do, but I want to ask you guys, I want to know, where did she show accountability in anything she's done at all in that interview? Because from my understanding, all I heard was her providing context to what she did, and also giving, and so I'm empathetic to her upbringing, and it gives me understanding of what she's like, why she is where she is, and why she thinks the way she does, and I'm empathetic to that. But from that interview, all I saw was provide context to her actions, but never take accountability for any of them.
What actions do you think what actions do you think she needs to take accountability for?
I don't get basically everything. Like because she basically went into a marriage with this guy that she didn't want to get married to. Who
going into a marriage?
She's done lots of things.
What marriage did she get into that she didn't want to?
Not with Will.
No, she wanted to marry him. What?
She married Will because she wanted to marry him.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Am I sure? What tea do you have that we don't have? What information did you get that we didn't get?
She said it herself that her mum made her marry Will because she was pregnant, and she didn't want to do it.
In this interview, the Stephen interview.
No, sorry. This is I'm sorry. I'm recording stuff she said before, and that was in this interview. You're right. Sorry, I'll take that.
Yeah, I haven't heard her say that. But even then, we see people get married on account of they're pregnant and we're going to make a family, and then so I don't think she needs to take accountability for that. I don't think that's personally me. I don't think that's something to take accountability for. Yeah, because it's not as if she didn't. Okay. If she got married to him and then was mistreating him and stuff like that, I would hear it. Mm-hmm. But she got married to him and then spent many years supporting him to get to where he was. Mm-hmm. From what I see, she played the role of a wife. So I don't think accountability in that one.
What other actions do you think?
But let me.
Sorry. So go ahead.
Okay, but I'll go back to the other point. Though I still think she's actively trying to destroy his image because she realizes it sense him. And because he's never said any. If we go back to him, he may be an egomaniac. He may be, and I kind of agree with you on that. But he still kept it. He's kept it sweet in terms of like you never see him badmouth her or say anything to.
Huh? Yeah,
because basically you never see him badmouth her. Because essentially,
she never cheated.
Because basically, think about it. She even talked about how basically she said one of her biggest shocks about the whole slap thing was how people blamed her.
Yeah.
She said this man got up and slapped somebody, and people are saying, "Oh, I looked to the side, I did this, I did that," and she's like, somehow people found a way to blame me for it.
And she's even like, "Will like did that." Because
even that,
she said the slap was very layered. It wasn't because people are like, because one of her love languages is protection.
For everyone else, it was just a byproduct of their masculine. Yeah.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
What are you talking about? I'm saying that, yeah. All of that, he saw all the hate that she was getting for that. Never once did he say, I did that on my own account. He apologized to Chris Rock, called Chris Rock's brother, called Chris Rock's mum, He never once said to the press, you know what, Jada did not make me do that. All the things that Jada gets berated for makes him get to play victim. And he's leaned into that. It's helped his image. The emasculation stuff, that is from men, that's from how you lot define masculinity.
I'll be very honest with you. I think they mirror each other's toxic traits just do it in a different way.
They just do it in a different way.
I don't think that apparently they're on the way to reconciling, or they're trying to reconcile. But I think personally,
I think that's all PR stuff as well. So,
okay. Maybe it is PR.
Because you know what it is? The reason why men are saying that he was emasculated, when this started was because user found out that she cheated on him. And the script usually is the man having multiple women and the woman sits there taking it. Because now user found out that she allegedly... And she didn't even cheat. That's the crazy thing. Cheat. Because Jada and cheating has been brought up in the same sentence. She was like, oh, he's emasculating him. No, you don't get cheated on all the time. You just don't know about it.
I don't think it's just a case of...
Let me speak a language that like maybe Maxine understands more so. Like, there's this... I read this book recently called Love and Respect, yeah? Ephesians 5:33. A man... Each one of you also must love your wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. It says men should love their wives and women should respect their husbands, because men actually value respect even more so than love, and vice versa. So when in the public eye it looks like you're being disrespected continuously, and whether or not he's faking it or not, he's still pretending to show her love in the public eye. It shows that there's an imbalance here, because he is still keeping the facade of that he loves her in the public eye, but she is still showing him disrespect in the public eye. What they're doing behind closed doors is different. But in the public eye, she's actively disrespecting at every corner.
I think disrespect is about the person who's being disrespected rather than anyone else. Yeah. For example, sometimes I say to my husband, I need some time, I need to go to a hotel, blah, blah. People are like, you go to a hotel? But I've gotten permission. Like, it's if Jada has gotten permission from Will to be like, this is what I want to talk about, are you okay with that? Whether or not everybody else sees it as disrespect, if she's gotten permission from Will, it's not disrespect.
And this man knew what he's going to this table talk to talk about, you know.
No, but what part are you saying?
Like it's a live.
Where's the disrespect? That's the what?
I'll give you another example.
Man, you're not allowed to talk.
The Tupac stuff in Will's book.
Doesn't want you to talk.
In Will's book, he said, "Yo, I was jealous of Jada's relationship with Tupac. I feel like I can never match up to it." What does Jada do? At every turn, every corner, she keeps going on about how she had a special relationship with Tupac.
Because she lost her friend. She lost her friend who's a brother to her. I'm sorry, but your insecurities about your position in my life is got nothing to do with when I spent years letting you know that.
I don't give a shit.
Hello, please. Hello, hi. I've spent years telling you that my love language is you being present for me, is you showing me love and whatever. You've told me that you're going to provide me the world. I'm never going to have a need again. I've told you what I actually need is for you to be here. So you're jealous of my dead friend. Be fucking for real. You're jealous of my dead friend. And a friend that she's told you it wasn't even a romantic thing. We can't hear each other when we're speaking at the same time. A friend that she's told you that it wasn't a romantic thing, it wasn't whatever. This guy is dead. He's not a threat. And when you come to find, and the thing is, we've just found out now that Tupac actually died while they were beefing, right? She said that was the biggest argument they ever had. Will would have been known that this man died while they weren't speaking. He would have been known that she was on her way to see him when he did pass away. Do you get what I mean? For you to then be saying all of that stuff, like he could have even got her permission to say that and be like, by him to realize that the reason why she's deeply attached to this is because he died. Never got the chance to reconcile whatever the word is.
Sorry. You do realize that she had told. I don't know which interviewer that Tupac proposed to her. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to keep hearing that it's a friendship.
Wait. Did you finish it? No, wait. In the end of the clip says she said it. She told the guys the basketball shop or barber shop or whatever. She said he proposed to me, but she said he only proposed to me because he was in jail. Because she said I know damn well that guy would have come out of jail and divorced my ass straight away. And it wasn't a serious proposal.
No, it may not have been a serious proposal, but the nature of their relationship wasn't just brother sister.
No, so from what she said in the interview, they had kissed a couple of times on Tupac, because Tupac wanted to kiss her. She's like, kiss me then, innit? And then you'll see that there's nothing here.
I
So-
told you, she is looking to repackage everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Mate, do you know what?
She's
Looking
lying.
to
Do you know
walk
what?
things back.
Maybe
Because she
she
realized that
is.
people are now getting onto her. She wants
Maybe,
to
do you
sell
know
books.
what? Maybe
but it's
she's
about time, though.
But I can't.
No, because people have been getting on to her for years, and her husband, her dumb husband, ain't done
Yeah.
nothing about it.
But it's
I'm
not
gonna make money from it then.
because of her actions. Though.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. I'm not
Max, carry on,
gonna sit.
sorry.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that Will doesn't. Like you can feel jealousy about a relationship your wife
Absolutely.
had,
Yeah,
because we
absolutely.
all know for women an emotional connection is actually deeper than a physical one.
Absolutely.
So her having that intense emotional relationship with Park that obviously she doesn't have with her husband, that is 100%. You can understand why Will would
Yeah,
be
it's
jealous.
fair, yeah.
I don't think it's disrespectful for her to keep talking about her friend. I do think it's inconsiderate. And that is something you have to be when you're in a relationship with somebody. You have to be considerate of their feelings. If it's a thing where you don't want to talk about it publicly, or just to save face, don't talk about it publicly.
But do you remember even the part she's getting her daughter to write letters to Tupac?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say next.
My
Where does
daughter is writing to a dead man,
disrespect where your
asking to
daughter's
come
writing
back.
letters?
You lot, yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what it is? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
You're the love of my mom's life.
I'll be honest with you.
mad.
Yeah. This conversation, I'm checking out because I am. Because you know what it is? I feel like when you watch something here, like emotions and mental stuff, people really don't deep the impact of these things on people's livelihoods. Do you get what I mean? Losing somebody, grief is a very, very deep thing. Not everybody reacts to grief, to losing somebody in the same way, right? And for me, all I see is somebody who's still grieving, who is trying to make sense of someone that was taken away from her. She said, moving on from that year, whenever she has an argument with somebody, she has never let pride present itself. She's sorting it out there because that made her realize that you can't take for granted the fact that people are just gonna be around and you're gonna have time. Because she said that's what she thought. She thought, oh, do you know what? He's always gonna be here. We'll sort this out at some point. Grief will make you like question things, will make you reflect, will make you think about things in a very different way. At the end of the day, yeah, all I'm seeing is these people have known the public's idea and image of their marriage. They both profited from it and they both leaned into it. So because I didn't know that much, there's no limits to what else I do not know for me to say that this person is this way or this person is this way. But what I will say, which is a fucking fact, I'm throwing a lot to it, it's pissing me off now, is that Will Smith is no victim. If anything, I feel like he knew...
No one's making that argument.
Hello,
No one's
please.
making
Can I
that
just finish
argument.
my sentence before I will
Sorry.
actually log off? Thank you. He's no victim, and he's leaned into the fact that people think that he's a victim.
Yeah.
Because at some point he could have stood up and
could
said
have stood
something
up
and
for
be
her.
like, she didn't cheat on me. We don't have to explain. We don't have to bring into our marriage and know what our situation is. But she didn't cheat on me. They could have even done we were separated at the time. And that was it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But instead he sat there talking about, I'm going to get you back. And that I'm going to get you back made it sound like, oh, you've embarrassed me. You cheated on me. I'm going to cheat on you back. He's leaned into all of that stuff. You knew damn well you didn't slap Chris Rock because he offended this woman.
Because she told you to. Or
No,
yeah,
she didn't
that
tell you
wasn't
to.
the
He could have
case.
even done that. Like, I didn't slap him because she told me to. He's enjoyed and profited of his wife being the public villain. Meanwhile, Sis has been at home, been supporting him for him to achieve the world and the worldwide dreams he's had. Personally, I think that's out of order. So for me, I can't see him as a victim. And people who have read his book talked about how he's admitted it in his own book
that they were
that he
separate,
was not a good husband to
So
her.
then is it
He
his
was not a
fault
good
then?
man to her.
Is it his fault then?
Yeah,
He's
that's
telling
him
the
taking
world.
accountability.
I'm saying,
That's him
yo,
taking
guys, I
accountability.
wasn't a good husband. My woman deserved maybe to treat me
Yeah,
like
but I don't
X,
think
Y,
this
Z.
is the thing of fault.
No, but what I'm saying is
No,
like,
I'm saying that there's a... Yeah, go on.
what I'm saying is that like, if we're gonna basically condemn him for not coming out to speak out about her and basically make it seem as though he's not a victim or whatever, right? Why are we not giving him credit for before she even spoke in his book talking about how bad of a husband he was?
What do you mean, giving him credit?
Because he's come out to already say, look, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
So guys, don't make it seem as though I'm a victim. He's telling you even before
Yeah.
she's even come out with all this nonsense.
But you know what it is?
You know what I'm saying? He's
The
taking
things that
accountability.
she's promoted from her book speaks to their relationships. The things that he promoted from his book did not speak on their relationship. As someone who knows that many people might not, that the public, the more people that click clips and whatever
Than to
else
read.
it's not going to be the same people that read actually buy your book and read it. Yeah,
100%.
he should have made a
Also,
point
there's
that one of the
another-
points.
Sorry. Can I... alright.
He should have made a point that one of the points of his book that gets addressed in his book is the status of their marriage. He didn't do that. The issue is that the point that she's addressing affects both of them. So now it looks like this, and other. No one was going to read. Everybody knows. In the media scene, nobody is going down to find the context of situations. No one is doing that. For me, as far as I'm concerned, he did not, the same energy that he knows the public have for his wife, he did not use that same energy to talk about, he instead was, what we're getting excerpts of from the book is how he had so much sex. He was addicted to sex. He had so much sex, he was throwing up. He could have used that one headline for Jada didn't cheat on me.
When did this book come out? When did Will Smith's book come out?
I think like last year, something like that.
So this was in the midst of the entanglement nonsense.
Entanglement was years ago, you know. But
there's a level of self-awareness that he takes accountability in his book. He says, I was a bad husband, I was this, I was that. So there's a level of self-awareness he has, even though he knows he's a bit of a bad person sometimes, that I don't see coming from her at any point.
When you read the book, you can come back and have this phone call about level of awareness.
I mean,
this is off an interview.
If I'm being honest,
I've seen other interviews as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, the interview. What is the purpose of the interview? Is the interview a therapy session? Is the interview her sitting down with Iyanla, or is the interview her talking about her journey in life, blah, blah, blah? Like, because when we asked what it is that she can take accountability for, I wasn't given examples of what it is that she could take accountability for. She did not have the interview. The purpose of the interview was not for me to tell you all the ways I'm shit, this, da, 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 da. We know that because I made it out of the hood and I've done things to, do you know what I mean? Like, duh, I'm doing self-work on myself. She even took, I feel like accountability was her saying, do you know what? I don't regret the interview, but what it made me realize was that how I was hurting everyone around me and how I had to do something about that because I was hurting everybody around me. Even her, she was like, even my friends, I realized how my actions was hurting them. How much more accountability do you want a person to take for that?
And sometimes it's not a situation about being wrong or right. That interview wasn't a wrong thing to do. It's not a right or wrong thing to be like, do you know what, I was wrong, I take accountability for that. But she did realize the negative impact it had.
This is it.
So as you said, as Esther said, I'm not sure exactly on what she needs to take accountability on, because the perception we have is that she's bringing Will's, like she's out to bring down Will's name. But that's just an assumption. There's nothing that we can say that she did this and this and this and this and this, and these are factual things, and that was the demise of, like, we can't actually do that. So that's why I wanted you to give me an example of things.
I've got one thing.
Yeah.
I'll give one example. So, okay, her and Will separate. Let's say that, okay, let's acknowledge that they went together.
Yeah.
Do you think that her sleeping with her son's friend when he was on drugs, he was looking for mentorship and rather than a sexual partner, and then she took a ride? Do you think that's something that you could potentially take accountability for as the wrong thing to do?
Yes.
Has she done that?
No, not to my knowledge. No.
Okay. Cool.
So I've said that I didn't agree with that. So that one wasn't argument for me. I think she did take advantage.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Esther?
And I agree with Esther. You don't have to take accountability in the interviews, because the interview doesn't. But it's just taking accountability speaks to your character in terms of, can you self-evaluate, see where you went wrong, and then course correct. And if you're doing 30 years of healing, that means there's not been much course correct. Do you know what I mean?
Not necessarily. Because everyone's trauma is different. You can't. There's no time on healing. You never get over. There's certain things you never get over. What you learn is how to cope with things. So I think that's what I have to say.
I think
there's no expiry date on healing.
The interview style wasn't a. Did you do, like, it wasn't really a.
Yeah, like, it wasn't
accountability thing.
Wasn't a Iyanla interview.
Yeah, it wasn't an Iyanla thing. A Iyanla thing. It was, tell us about your life. It wasn't really an accountability type of thing. But as you said, for me, I think 100% she did take advantage of, what's his name? And
August.
That was wrong.
Thank you, Black Rub.
Yeah,
thank you.
Much,
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Anyway, that's enough of that, man. Let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal, where I give the news from an economics point of view. Only a few things today, but some good news, man. Relax. The average pay growth has risen above inflation for the first time in almost 2 years.
Have we moved on? Awkward.
Huh? One
I said,
second,
have we
caller.
moved on?
Yeah, 1 second, caller. That's Stacey.
Yes.
Okay, one
Yeah,
second,
it is.
Stacey. Yeah, so the average pay has risen above inflation for the first time in almost 2 years, which means it's a sign that the squeeze on living costs may be starting to ease a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Thank God.
Yeah, man. The wages rose at an annual rate of 7.8% between June and August, according to official figures. This is higher than the average inflation over the same 3 months as well, right? Obviously, it is an average, so it does mean that some people are obviously going to be a lot lower than that. You know what I mean? Their wages wouldn't have risen as much as that, and may obviously be feeling the crunch a lot more as well. But as a whole, on average, it has been for the past 3 months, so that is a good look. You know what I'm saying? Rate of inflation has been slowing as well. I believe it's 6.7% for the year to August, which is still higher than 3 times higher than the Bank of England's 2% target, but it is going down. You know what I'm saying? I remember around this time last year, we were talking about January potentially having inflation at about 15%. You know what I'm saying? And look at it right now. So obviously there has been some improvement. Just wanted to say Rolls-Royce as well. They've announced plans to get rid of 2,500 jobs, man. You know what I'm saying? They're saying they want to create a more efficient and effective company. And because of that, they need to get rid of some people, man. There's a lot of dead weight, apparently. The company, obviously everyone knows them for their cars and stuff, but they make engines for aircrafts. And they're based in Derby, and they employ worldwide 42,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Half of that workforce is in the UK. Obviously, like most companies, they've been hit hard by the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Air travel slowed down, or basically stopped, you know what I'm saying, for months. You know what I'm saying? So, the Rolls-Royce haven't given details about which specific job cuts are going to be falling. Sorry, which specific job cuts are going to be axed or whatever. But it has been suggested that hundreds of UK posts are going to be affected. So it's not just the ones around the world, especially if half of them are in this country. You know what I'm saying? 21,000 is obviously going to affect a lot of those in this country. And the last thing I wanted to mention is basically Citibank. Yeah, they got sued in it by one of their employees. Yeah, and basically this is because this guy, he got sacked. They said that he was taking advantage of. You know when you get an allowance, he was taking advantage of it, right? And he was like, "Yo, you guys are sacking me, and there's no real justification." But this is what they based it on. So this guy used to work in financial crime. It's kind of ironic, yeah. But this guy went on a work trip to Amsterdam, and they've looked at the statements, and they've seen that he bought 2 sandwiches for lunch, 2 coffees for lunch, 2 pasta dishes.
No, I'm on a vacation. You're on a date, you know.
You know what I'm saying? So
Where's this trip? Mother killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
So basically what they said is, it's obvious you was there with your wife, innit? So you was there with your wife and you was enjoying at the same time using the company credit card. Granted, these are small expenses, right? But still, they were like, yo, you can't be doing that, man. You can't be, using the bloody
Should have said it was just for him. They were separated.
He did say it was all for him.
Yeah, I would.
It was all for him.
It was all for me. You don't fat shame me.
Yeah, he said in the email, he said, yo, I had 2 coffees because they were very small.
And the pasta?
Yeah. And he said, basically,
That's
one of the
so
sandwiches were eaten for lunch, he said, right, with another eaten in the afternoon for his dinner. You know what I'm saying? And the sums were within the €100 expense limit.
Exactly.
So what is the issue? You know what I'm saying?
Good.
And he said, I don't think I have to justify my eating habits to this extent. Either way, he lost the battle and he's still sacked.
Oh.
Yeah, he lost.
I thought...
Citibank won.
That's foolishness.
Yeah.
I would say they were fat shaming me.
Yeah, man. He said that he was having a lot of personal difficulties after the death of his grandmother. He took 6 weeks of medical leave. He was on strong medication when he was replying to the emails. Certain things got to his head. You know what I mean? It was a tough time for him. You know what I'm saying? He just about...
Juggling 2 women.
You know what I'm
It's difficult.
So yeah, man.
That's
pretty much it, man. So yeah. Yeah, Stacey. You still there?
She is.
The topic is gone now. It's fine.
It was gone
I
when
just
you
didn't
got
want to cut you off.
We know there's a delay.
There's a
delay.
delay.
Yeah, it's delayed,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a delay.
You can say what you want to say.
Yeah.
You've been waiting, girl. Might as well.
I feel bad for the men of today because they really do be suffering. I just don't understand. I will never agree with the painting of Jada being innocent. And I know Will is not innocent, but
Jada
my
being
thing
innocent.
is,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I just feel like, okay, let's consider the fact that they're separated, but they're still choosing to remain married.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that's grounds for you to act out. Like if you're going to remain in that commitment, remain in that commitment.
But it's no longer a
Act
commitment.
out
Then.
how?
It's no longer a commitment.
I'm sorry, but
We just don't want to do paperwork.
Continuing to embarrass a man who you have chosen not to leave just doesn't add up to me. It just doesn't. If you don't want him, leave him. Like if this is how you're going to talk about him, leave him. I don't care what he did in the past. The moment you choose to stay, act accordingly. I just feel like, why is it that we have this problem with committing to things? If you're going to do something, commit. Do it to the fullest.
Question.
So act accordingly in public.
Why didn't he leave? Because if you're saying you feel bad for the men of today, and you're saying if she why didn't he leave then?
He doesn't talk about her the way she talks about him.
No, but he could have divorced her. If he said you're talking about me a bit too much, he could have left too. Both parties have
the
legs.
question and Esther's asking you, Stacey, because he liked, I guess, all of the embarrassment that was being doled out to him by his quote unquote wife. Why didn't he leave?
But his actions very much align with him wanting to stay, in my opinion.
So no, but if you don't like the embarrassment, if the embarrassment is so bad,
people.
Huh?
He was sleeping with people.
He was sleeping. This is what's mad, Maxie.
Stacey, he was sleeping with people too. He was sleeping with people.
He was even cheating before they were separated.
Let's refer to recent times, right? Let's refer to recent times. Why would anybody? I understand anger is a part of it, but why would anybody go on stage in white company to slap somebody if they didn't love the person?
Because it's manipulative.
Let
me tell you what it is, Stacey. That is
baby daddies be doing worse for their BMs. I'll be honest
Will
with you.
has a humiliation kink. It's true.
Maxie, baby daddies be doing worse for their BMs. Let's be honest.
He's probably got a shaming kink. But furthermore, anyway, I feel like now that I'm hearing the whole tea about the whole slap on the stage thing, that was a manipulation tactic. If we're going to call a spade, we're going to do it. Because first of all, no one asked you to go and do that. That was your situation. Then you must under my beef. They even had the cheat to call me your wife when you haven't called me that in years. Because again, here you go looking like the hero. And then what happened off the back of that? She made him slap him. She gave him a look to do that. She. And you're telling me you feel bad for men? Oh, we're down bad.
Stacey, I'm not
down bad.
I'm not saying that she's innocent. I think they're both villains.
This is it.
I'm not saying that she's innocent. I think they're both villains.
But she's just had it worse. And we're saying it needs to be spread, it needs to be shared. He's not a victim. It needs to be shared.
It's better or worse. When I say I feel bad for men, I say that because I feel like no matter what the conversation is, particularly in the context in which we're speaking about Will and Jada in terms of her recent actions, I'm just very confused as to how we even got to the point of even slightly referring to her as a victim. Because the folks
she is. Do you think Will is? Yeah, you think Will is a victim then?
I can agree with Maxie on they're both not innocent, but I'm even the slightest slant. Like how do we go from talking about Jada just literally daily disrespecting this man to talking about what Will has done to her? The focus should be on how she's wrong for disrespecting this man recently, daily.
Disrespected? What? How did she disrespect him?
She can promote her book without continuing to do things that would paint her, because let's be for real, they're still married, her husband in a negative, embarrassing light.
How is she embarrassing? But how is she emasculating him? I need someone to explain to me how it is that she's embarrassing him by saying that we are separated.
This Tupac love story is crazy.
Talking about her friend who's dead is embarrassing her current husband.
Okay.
You people this is why people need therapy. You're jealous of a dead man.
Do you know what? Do you know what, Stacey? I'll be honest with you. I think that there is a narrative that is being painted about this relationship with her and Tupac, and it's all about what we've been fed. From what she has said, it was a brotherly and sister relationship.
She made it clear.
For me, as I said, I don't think she's being disrespectful in talking about it. I do think she's being inconsiderate, and those two are very different things.
And to me, the lack of consideration, I digest as disrespect.
It can be, but I don't think in this instance it is because, for example, if she has gotten his permission to talk about certain things, it's not disrespect.
I was going to say that
Do you
next.
feel like she has?
We're projecting.
I think maybe, but the thing is, I don't know whether she has, but I don't know whether she hasn't. So
the thing.
none of us can say it's disrespect, and none of us can say it isn't, because none of us know whether she has or whether she has gotten permission. But I don't know, but I don't. If she has gotten permission and said to Will, I'm going to go and talk about the book. I'm going to talk about Tupac. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about we're separated. And he said, yeah, cool, no problem. It's not disrespect. The world might see it as that, but it's not.
The book is not out yet, but he's read the book. So
he liked the message to her. I was like, what?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, but remember, I think you're also thinking about this interview. Yeah, but remember, it's been years of her talking about Tupac.
Yeah.
And talking about him in this particular light and this light, and talking again, making his daughter write stupid ass letters to this dead man that you can't even see, and then talking about, my mum misses you, come back, and all type of bollocks, and the father of the house is sitting there, just
What father of the house doesn't do anything?
No, because
he's not the father of the house, because again, they're living in separate houses.
But
together.
this has happened prior to them separating.
She's
been doing this for years.
They've been separated for a
7
long ass. You are out here doing justice
for longer.
For Will Smith,
And
same Will Smith that is deep in different pussies every day of the week, and you start doing justice for Will Smith. This is wild.
When he had his book, his book dropped, but there's a drastic difference in the PR for his book and hers.
Okay. But a lot has happened since his book dropped, though. A lot has happened since his book dropped. A lot's like.
And I'm sorry if your life is not as colourful as mine. The hell?
My overarching point, and we don't have to agree. I wasn't calling.
Oh, we definitely don't. Don't worry about that.
Sorry. I don't want to give that impression. I'm trying to get y'all, convince y'all to agree with me. I'm just saying that my own personal sentiment, Stacey, if you're gonna choose to stay with somebody, commit, bro. Like, don't just be out here doing things that you know is inconsiderate, doing things that you know as a public figure is embarrassing to your spouse, separated or not, without the same way you want Will to clarify certain things. She took a clarify, listen, I know that there's chatter about how this looks in regards to my marriage, but this is not that. She ain't done that neither.
Yeah, because Will didn't want her to do it yet. Will wasn't comfortable with her saying, do you know what, guys, I didn't cheat. We're actually separated. He wasn't comfortable with that yet. She said that. He hasn't been comfortable with it. That's why she's been putting on the facade. They both have.
So if he wasn't comfortable with the world knowing that they're separated, are we not acting as if we're not separated?
Mm-hmm.
In the public,
but they're not acting like they're separated though.
I guess so.
They were showing up at events together and all that kind of stuff anyway.
Hold on.
Because that's what he wanted.
They're acting as if they're not separated. This is even more crazy, because if we're acting like we're not separated, how are you continuing to embarrass me? Be inconsiderate?
No, because of his orders. Yeah, we're gonna go back and forth.
The act.
Let's just leave this as it is.
I'm just saying my point still stands.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if she's going to play the charade. Commit in all sorts of the word. If you're going to play the charade, commit. Act as if that man's your husband and respect him as such.
Yeah, but I don't think...
The same way to do to you.
I don't think you should commit to the point where you look stupid, though. I feel like she has committed, and it's now worked against... I feel like it has worked against her in regards to the August situation. Cool, they were separated. She could have said, you know what, guys, it actually isn't what you think. And he could have also done that. That's why I said they're both villains. They've both been playing charades. They've both been putting on the theatre acts. So none of them are innocent. But I'm not going to put it all on Jada.
No.
I'm not.
So
I don't like you feeling sorry for Will. I can't understand your sentiment in regards to that, because Will's also played his part.
It's just
I don't feel sorry for him today. But the pendulum, the picture that this discussion has given is Jada has more to feel sorry for, and I'm just like,
No, that's only because she done the interview, so we got a bit more insight. Will didn't do an interview.
You should have done an interview.
Yeah, it's not that I'm more towards her. It made me understand her more, so I can say that. But I wouldn't say that pendulum is swinging. I think they're both as bad as each other, personally.
All I see is that Jada's got a manager that's on her Zoom more than Will's is. Because when Will was going to drop his book, crickets. Jada's dropping her book now, it's what it is. Sorry, but she spent enough years supporting the man that
they have to.
He's tough.
Turning their separation into a PR story, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Make her coin, sis. You gotta do what you gotta do to promote your book. I don't agree with it. Many people don't agree with it. If anything, I just feel like she's fitting into the silly character that the media is building about her, and if that's okay with her, whatever makes you coin that night, sis. At the end of the day, her pocket is bigger than mine, so separated or not, go off, queen.
I hear it.
Thanks, Stacey.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you. All right.
Let's get into our last headlines. Thanks.
All right, so our next headline. The Justice Secretary has said that prisons will be allowed to release some less serious offenders on probation early to relieve overcrowding in jails in England and Wales. The prison population has ballooned in recent decades as a result of tougher sentences and court backlogs. Alex Chalk announced justice reforms aimed at freeing up prison spaces. The minister said that the plans included jailing fewer low-level offenders and deporting more foreign prisoners. Mr. Chalk also said that we must do whatever it takes to always ensure that there are enough prison places to lock up the most dangerous offenders to keep the public safe. Labour's Shadow Justice Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, said the plans announced by Mr. Chalk were a damning indictment of the government's collective failure. She also went on to say that the reason we are in this position is because the government has consistently broken its promises to deal with the rising prison population. And the last headline, senior figures in Downing Street were calling in 2016 for the SAS to have its wings clipped as it emerged that a growing number of suspected murders in Afghan civilians were being investigated by military police. Critics of the elite unit's behaviour were led by Jeremy Haywood, who at the time was Cabinet Secretary to the then Prime Minister Theresa May, according to a memo cited last week during a public inquiry into allegations of unlawful SAS killings in Afghanistan. The note, written by the head of Britain's military police, David Neil, in September of 2016, recalls that there were no shortage of detractors in Whitehall of SAS conduct, amid direct criticism from other senior officials. The previous day, Neil had met Stephen Lovegrove, who was the most senior civil servant at the Ministry of Defence, who warned that he was troubled by a culture within Britain's special forces. This is what Neil wrote. Right? He said that they've gone too far and that there was an increasing loss of sympathy for UK Special Forces in Number 10 and the Cabinet Office, and that some felt that it was time for it to have its wings clipped. There was no shortage of detractors, and that in particular, the Cabinet Secretary, Sir Jeremy Haywood, was a detractor. Concerns were circulating basically about up to 80 deaths from the SAS deployment in Helmand province between 2010 and 2013, many of which involved the shooting dead of Afghan civilians on SAS night raids. 9 people were allegedly killed on one raid while sleeping. This is what the inquiry heard earlier this week, and several others were killed after allegedly producing a grenade or AK-47. Concerns about conduct circulated within the SAS, with the inquiry citing emails describing one deadly incident as the latest massacre. That led eventually to the formation in 2014 of Operation Northmore, which is a military police inquiry into allegations of unlawful killings by the SAS in Afghanistan. By 2016, it was beginning to identify a small number of members of the elite unit for possible arrest, and the progress of the inquiry was shared with Downing Street. There's a lot more to that story, but it is looking a bit crazy. But yes. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
How are you? You right?
I'm doing very well. I will keep it so quick because honestly, I want to say free all the mandem and galdem in the chat. They wanted to be escaped from this topic a long time ago. I was also amongst them. I really was. However, I thought Stacey was going to say something that I was like, oh my gosh, no, please, Stacey. But then she didn't really say it, so I wanted to very quickly say it. I just want to start off with the patriarchy, guys. I think that the man them that are saying, like, for example, Jermaine in the chat, like, oh, you know, any girl that is defending Jada, then, you know, oh my gosh, stay away from me kind of thing. I personally am not really, I don't think there's anyone to defend, basically. As Maxine just said, Maxine said they're both villains, but I think actually they're just both actors, and also they're both human. Like, this is just their life, and I think that they're not even trying to even make it a versus thing. But I think it's very important to note that, like, yeah, 100%, when the whole slap thing happened, there was a lot of, like, oh, you know, against Jada. So I think I can understand why basically people like yourselves in the studio and other women online feel like, oh my gosh, okay, you know, Jada's kind of been vindicated kind of thing. But I don't really necessarily think that she is. I just think that she's just saying her story. And I think that it gives backdrop to a lot of things that occurred, but it doesn't make either of them right, honestly. And I just feel like when it comes to publicity and PR, I think it's very important to note a bit of backstory. When the slap occurred, it was like after that time, and they decided to get like separate teams to kind of like support one another. And I think that like, even though, yeah, the marriage had been done for a long time, it was like, okay, now it's clearly showing on a public stage. So we need different people to like kind of support us. And they kind of do what's in their own best interest. And I think that could be a question mark for some people, because I was saying like, okay, well, back it to the ending. Some people don't really feel that way about marriage. Some people, marriage is genuinely a business partnership. And I think that like, that's why it's like, why are we even bothering discussing celebrities? This is not actually our life. But I can understand like a lot of people see themselves, I guess, in these celebrities and think, okay, what would they do? How would they feel kind of thing? But it's like, we're not there to like feel their experiences. Very much so, you guys are right. Will was definitely aware. Like, they don't have the same team anymore. Will was definitely aware when she released the book. But I just want to say, personally, when it comes to being a perpetrator, I think that, yes, she's not a cheater. That's okay. And I think that's something that the world had wrong. However, the August thing, I really genuinely feel like she should have owned up to the August thing. I'm not saying she didn't own up to it, but I just think as in been more explicit and addressed it, and maybe kind of explored why, okay, this is why what she did was wrong. And I think that if she was potentially smart, she could have then made a whole PR thing of, okay, well, yeah, men also can be like victims too, because really and truly, like, that is kind of like what that was. I don't think August would have kind of put himself out there like that if he didn't feel like he was taken advantage of. And I just think that like her addressing it in some way, shape or form, maybe not in her book, you guys are right, it's her book, she wants to put Jamie there, but I think that like her kind of not trying to take accountability for that only thing personally is the only thing that kind of irks me, because like that is something to take accountability for, and I think it is really important. And I think that I just wonder as well, like with the whole Tupac thing, I don't really want to get into too much, but I wonder what was occurring at home to make Willow write that letter. Like that letter really made me feel some kind of way. I was like, huh? So what is happening at home that's making a little child write this kind of letter, like asking Tupac to come back because mummy's sad and mummy's crying? Like, that's a bit much. I think that, yeah, you can have all these feelings or, you know, relationship, whatever with a person, but I think it's meant to be like kind of compartmentalization. And I think that, yeah, no one's perfect, but I think also once again kind of addressing like maybe ways she could have done better, if that makes sense, you know? And I think that would maybe a crowd that makes people feel okay. But I think generally speaking, honestly, guys, it is all just theatre. And I think that that's kind of the purpose, that's kind of like get us talking, which is, I guess, a good thing for their brand. But we have to be realistic about what's expected. And I don't think anyone in the studio would allow like kind of what occurred with the whole Tupac and the daughter. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know. We weren't there at home, but it makes me wonder what was occurring at home. And then, like I say, yeah, last of all, the whole son, August being a friend of her son, makes it so much worse. But also just things that she was aware that August was going through, and the fact that August came to them in a certain kind of way. August came to them literally like, I need someone to stay, I need support with XYZ, and they were supporting him through that. So I just feel like this could have gone elsewhere. She could have gone anywhere. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? To have sex with someone, and like I just think that was a bit wrong. So I just wanted to say that. That was all.
Thanks, girl.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Bye. Bye. All right.
Time to pay the bills.
Nice. Let's get into reaction.
Wrap it up quick.
All right. So let's see what the boys been doing. Aye. The first one's hella consonants. All right. So these are the scores from yesterday. Azerbaijan, Austria won to the people that they played. They won was 1-0. Portugal 5-0 to Bosnia and the other place. Republic of Ireland 4-0 to Gibraltar. Where are these places?
Gibraltar.
Thank you very much. Where is that?
Is it like off of Portugal? Like off of that area?
You see, guys that are into football, yeah, their geography is so on point. Like, their geography is. They all know nothing else.
Am I coming or going?
But geography. They will tell you where, which continent, which.
It's crazy, man. All right, Netherlands 1-0 to Greece. Iceland 4-0 to their counterparts. Slovakia 1-0 to Luxembourg. Yeah, we'll do that. And then on the international front, Uzbekistan got 2-1 to China. Nigeria, oh, lovely, love this. Nigeria 3-2 to Mozambique. Egypt and Algeria drew 1. Kenya and the Football Union of Russia drew 2. And Senegal got 1 to Cameroon 0. That's it.
Okay.
Over to you, King.
So, there's a couple of things. So Algeria, they said that they're going to be hosting Palestine national teams' forthcoming football matches, following a request from the Palestinian Football Association.
They're playing football. Consider what's going on.
Yeah.
Football really don't stop, does it?
Or at least, yeah, pretty much. So they've got a first qualifier away to Lebanon on the 16th of November, and that's going to be played in the United Arab Emirates. They got a home match against Australia 5 days later, which looks set to be played in North Africa. So so pretty much all the home games are going to be played in Algeria. They've helped out their fellow people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the last thing really is just to commemorate that 55 years ago yesterday, US athlete Tommie Smith pretty much attained international fame when he gave the Black Power salute at the 1968 Mexico City Olympics. So I'm not too sure, you lot probably seen it, but you remember that photo, it was an iconic photo in athletics where he's on the podium, got the gold, the silver, and basically there's two black men and one white guy who I think got the bronze. And basically in getting his medal, he's on a Black Power salute.
Okay, man, like.
Yeah, but since then, like, his career just, they punished him for it, very much. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously it was a crazy time just during civil rights, man. This is 1968.
That's been crazy.
Yeah, man. So.
Ah, nice.
I
feel that's where the white guy should just join in for the culture.
No, but you see the white guy
just standing there.
The white guy actually, he did so I can't remember what he did, but he showed some solidarity. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly what he did to demonstrate it, but yeah, he did something as well. But yeah, so obviously none of them spoke any words, you know what I'm saying? But obviously the moment was full of meaning, you know what I'm saying? He had won the gold in 200 meters. He actually set a new world record, and he raised his right fist, man, to represent Black Power. And the bronze medalist, Carlos, right? He was wearing a bead necklace to symbolize the lynchings of Black Americans. And he raised his left fist to represent Black unity. Both of them had no socks on, and that was basically to stand in solidarity for the people who are below the poverty line in America, Black people, right? The scarf stood for Black pride, and the socks, like I said, with no shoes, represented African American poverty. After that, anyway, they were vilified by the media. They were shunned by the US sporting establishment. Even the guy attributed, Tommie Smith, he attributed the break of his marriage to the stress of having to deal with this fallout. You know what I'm saying? When he should have been thriving, being at the peak of his career, the US Olympic Committee banned him from national and international competitions because of this. You know what I'm saying? By 1972, instead of preparing for the next Olympics, you know what I'm saying, as the fastest man in the world in that particular race, he had to go and find work, training school children in Wakefield in North England.
Damn.
Imagine, to earn a living. He had to leave America to go and do that, right? Anyway, despite the hardships, like the great black man he is, he continued to speak out for social justice and equality. He got his master's degree in sociology in 1974.
Nice.
He moved into teaching and athletics coaching, and then he became a prominent advocate for racial equality in sports and society, man. And in 2008, the same two guys, Smith and Carlos, were honoured by receiving the Arthur Ashe Courage Award, which is presented annually to individuals whose contributions actually transcend sports. Even Barack Obama was speaking about them as well, and basically said about the two of them that their powerful silent protest in the 1968 games was controversial, but it woke folks up and created great opportunity for those that followed. You know what I'm saying? Tommie Smith, we had an interview with BBC in 2012, and he said the only regret was that it had to be done. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's a sign of the times of the world that they were living in 1968. But yeah, man, so big up Mr. Tommie Smith.
Big up him.
And Carlos, man.
All right. That it?
Well, that's it.
All right, nice. Let's get into our outro. All right. This has been a lovely show. Thank you guys for tuning in, as you always do. Thank you, Maxie, for dropping by. I hope you'll be back soon.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you'll be back soon.
Yeah,
Love it. All right. Well, big up our researchers as well, and all you guys. I hope you guys have been liking the video. Please do that. Please subscribe to the channel as well. It just helps us grow, helps us show in many ways that I can't even begin to start telling you how. So please subscribe to the channel and share this video as well. Follow us on our social media platforms, The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. If you would like to send your dilemmas in, also the number to call when we're live on air. The number is 075 6484 1073. And if you'd like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com.
We have a great guest coming in tomorrow, so please
Sure do.
come through. Maxi,
Good vibes.
you're gonna be here tomorrow.
Let me check.
Thursday.
Next time I speak to my people get back to your people.
Let me.
How about that?
How about that? I could. What's the time now? Yeah. Oh, is it going to be this? Like, are we going to finish at like 11?
No, we're not.
Okay, yeah, then I can come to.
We're not. This is overtime, and I'm going to deduct it from the rest of the week. All right, guys. See you later.
Later.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.